All right, everybody, I think we're live at this point. I'll give everybody some time to roll on in here. We're going to be playing some Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Can't wait for that. It's been a long time since we've done that. But I'm going to wait for everybody to get in. I know there'll be some lag probably when we get to play, but we'll do our best. If that doesn't work for some reason, we'll have a Q&A session or something else. But I'm going to get everybody a moment to get in and see who we have this time. People are rolling in. We already have Stephen Turquoise. I think he was here before I turned the camera on. We've got Cupcake Mations saying hello. We've got Tyler Caswell asking how I am. I'm doing great. Hope you're doing well. Just got off work. Logan says, hi, my favorite school principal. Mayberry says, hi. Bipilot says, who wants to be Millionaire? Nice. Spiral Rush says, hi. Stephen Turquoise says, I'm having my Wednesday Chick-fil-A. You got your Chick-fil-A bowling combo going on. Mig Dio's back says, I would, but I have karate class in 18 minutes. Okay, well, maybe we'll still be going after your karate class. I don't know how long it is. Flying Car 100 is here, longtime viewer. Nichelle Johnson is here. I'm going to give everybody just a minute to join. This is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. We're going to be playing that in just a minute. I actually did this quite a while ago, and as I'm sitting here, I'm kind of curious as to how long ago it actually was. 7 months ago, according to YouTube. I'm on my phone looking at it. 7 months ago we played this. Haven't played it since. So if you weren't on those streams that I did like 6 months ago or 7 months ago, it was a really fun time. Really fun to play the game with you all. So we've got some more people coming in here. We have Ash Juice Cardboard is here. Logan Loveless, I love your reaction videos. Stephen Turquoise. Ash Juice Cardboard is pulling a DeLuna Art Studios. Stephen Turquoise says, also, I love the competition episode, even though Mr. Powell's competition was not related to his course. It was still a fun episode. Yeah, true. Brian Hicks is here. Kaimani is here. Super fan of the channel. He has arrived. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well too, Kaimani. Mayberry, is this trivia? Kind of. Once I start the game, you'll be able to see what it's like. Harrison Smith, British edition. I tell you what, we'll start with the American edition, and we'll probably play at least 2 or 3 rounds of it. And after the first round, I'll get out of the game. And when you first start the game, it lets you pick any edition that you want. So I'll go with, we'll do the British edition, maybe second, and then try some of the other ones. There's several of them. Joe Mari Hobbs is here. Hensel Holtz is here. Thank you, Joe Mary. Stephen Turquoise was talking about the Neds episode. Michael Reccutioner, channel member, is here. Nice to see you, Michael. Soundmaster Blink is here. He's asking me, have you ever seen the show Principal's Office? I have, but the reason that I have is about 8 years ago, I was at an administrators conference, or it was actually a conference that had to do with school accreditation, and one of the key speakers was on the show. Like, he was one of the principals from that show. So once he mentioned that, he even showed a clip from it, and I had to go watch it. Random Account 21 is asking how I am. I'm doing well. Glad to catch another live stream. Bubbles Hearts Boo says, hi, I'm not feeling good. My throat hurts. I'm sorry to hear that. Zay says hello. Kaimani says, do you have another scheduled release date for Avatar? Yes, I do. So, to answer your question, October 11th is the next one. So, Honor Roll channel members will get it. When would they get it? Like October 5th. But Kaimani, if you want to go ahead and watch it, I will make it available for principals office level members as you are one. So if you'd like that, I'll be happy to do that after the stream. And that was Zoka's Master. Sid Singh is here and Stephen Turquoise. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get this party started. Hopefully we'll have a few more people join us, but if not, that's fine too. I'll enjoy playing nonetheless. Couple more messages. Michael says, I didn't think you were streaming today. Well, you're here, so I guess you got a notification. I did make a community post about it, but that was just a few hours ago. All right. Bubbles Hearts Boo. Can you tell me what is the funniest thing you've seen on that song, School Supply? Are you talking about Ned's? Reed Ellie is here. Random Account is asking what I'm going to do after Ned's. That's a good question. You're going to see some polls over the next couple of weeks about that. Kaimani, I see your message. I'll do that as soon as we're done with the stream. I'll make that Avatar Zoka's Master available for all principals, office level members. I think we have 2. Actually, Peter Pye is as well. By Pilot mentions Big Pink Loser, which is coming up. Miss T is here. Maud, nice to see you. KTD is here. M3RK is here. Thomas T-Bone is here. Happy Hump Day. Yep, that's right. Big Bag Wolf is here. I'm having a great day. I hope you are too. Soundmaster Blink, where do you get your suits or worth clothes from? No special place. They're not anything special. I do wear a shirt and tie usually. Zay, are you doing any spooky episodes of SpongeBob? Yes. I just finished sending it to the editors. It is Shanghaied. A lot of people have been asking for that. It's going to release on October 31st, which happens to be a Friday. So it's going to be Shanghaied. Everybody asked for that with the Flying Dutchman. It was not bad. I didn't have high expectations for it, but I thought it was pretty funny. I'll read a few messages and then we'll get started with the game, okay? We've got 40 or so people here. Let's see. Jack Attack is here. Tyler, you should watch Rugrats. I don't know if that's the kind of show that I would want to watch totally from one end to the other, but I'm open to doing individual episodes. Brian Nussbaum, is this the big continent competition? No, not quite. Harrison Smith, Recess makes more sense. I did think about Recess. I actually enjoyed Fillmore. I recently watched the first episode of Fillmore. That was pretty good. Mayberry, hello from the UK. Thanks for joining us from all the way over there. I know it's very late, so thanks for staying up with us. Let's see. By Pilot, would you too like to join him in the Fly of Despair? Kaimani Burrell already he donated 5 School Principal Reacts Gifts memberships. I believe it's a hall pass level. Those go to Miss T gets one. Big Bad Wolf gets a membership. Cupcake Mations gets a membership. Acosta PMW gets a membership. And Lindsay Casella gets a membership donated by Kaimani Burrell. Thank you very much, Kaimani, who is a principal's office level member, which is the highest one you can get. So, super fan, MVP of the channel, Kaimani Burrell. Thank you. I'll read a few more messages, and then we're going to play the game. That's why we're here, to play the game. So, Agent Ethan says, hope everyone is doing well. Nichelle Johnson says, nice, which I agree. Green Blazer says, this is a great stream game. And we're about to play it. So if you're waiting to play it, I am about to start it, okay? Random Account, you have so many shows and movies to react to, you don't have to worry about running out of ideas. True. When I get on my phone that I have right here and I get on the Notes app, which I'm on, I won't show it to you, but I have to scroll like several times to get to the bottom of the screen. So yeah, I'll never run out of ideas because they all come from you all, most of them. Let's see. Midnight Kitten is here. Nice to see you. Third longest channel member. Alan Stamper is here. Mark Dean Jr. is here. Turner Winstead is here. I'm not done with My Little Pony yet. There's one of them that's already ready to go. It's just stuck in copyright dispute. H.C. Crayert. ¿Qué harías si fueras millonario? What would I do if I were a millionaire? Yo no sé realmente. Yo no pienso de esta a menudo. Yo he oído muchas personas que dicen, que preguntan la misma cosa, pero de verdad yo no sé. Yo me imaginaría que tal vez yo me convertiría a ser YouTuber como tiempo completo, pero yo no sé realmente. Don't know. All right, so let's go ahead and Marbles Ryan is here, aka Marble Sky. He says, "Did someone order the longest channel member?" Yeah, they are. He is 17 months, I think. All right, let's start the game. I'm going to start the game right now. When I start it, do let me know if the audio is too loud. I had to turn the game volume down a bit, and I can't adjust the volumes here. All right, let's do it. Let's play the game. We're going to start it up. I tested this before. Hopefully it'll work well. Hopefully it'll work. I think we're good so far. I can see the game. You can see the game, hopefully. All right, so here you can see we'll start with US. It looks like we've got the French, or let's go this way. The British version, the Italian version, the Spanish version, the German version, and the French version. So we'll start with, and I don't know if it's in Spanish. Like if you choose the Italian version, it's in Italian. I don't think I'd do too well. So let's go the US version first, okay? And this music, it was pretty loud when I tested it before the stream. So if it's too loud, let me know, okay? Here we go. Here's the theme music. All right. All right, come on. Okay. All right. So we can change, and how's the volume, by the way? Let me know if it's too loud. We'll start by just playing the normal game. And while I'm playing, I'm going to glance back and forth at the chat. I won't be staring at it the whole time, so thank you, mods. And also, if we do get any more donations, I will stop to read those, and I'll try and go back to the chat from time to time and read messages. Okay, so let's play. We're going to do a solo, but it's not truly solo. You guys are with me. All right, we're going to start. Let's start with normal mode. Or should we do easy? Easy or normal first? Let's treat this kind of as a practice. I know it lags a little bit, so you guys tell me if you want to start with normal or if you want to start with easy. So I want to see how bad the lag is here between the chat and the... Oh, it's not too bad. I already see you guys responding. All right. So this is what you'll do. When the questions come up, you will type in the chat what your answer is. And I'm going to try not to cheat. I'm going to try not to look at your answers until I choose an answer, unless I use like the phone a friend option, which I'll use you guys as my friend in the game. Okay. All right. So far more people are saying normal than easy. So, all right. Sid says window is a little big, like the game window. I'll decrease it a little bit. I'm getting better and better at streaming, although I'm still not great. All right. Let me nudge it over a little bit. That should be pretty good. Okay, I'm going to choose normal. All right, normal mode. All right, now here's where, and I haven't played that much, so some of these categories are locked. And this is a new computer, so I don't have the neurons that I used for my previous games that I played with you guys. So I guess you earn these neurons, and then you can spend them on additional categories. So I'll just go with the default categories right now. I'm really good at some of them, and I'm really bad at others. So let's keep going. I guess I have to choose my avatar. I remember Massimo. He was somewhat annoying. We've got Lindsay. We've got Ruben. I think he was kind of annoying too, but I can't remember. Margaret. Pablo. Pablo was super annoying, I think. Chun. Heng. Nadia. Jorge, I guess. All right. I'm going to start with this guy. I guess. I'll let you guys choose next time. All right, here we go. We're going to play the game. Press any button to continue. Here we go. Here we go. You know what that means. All right, here we go. All right. And when this first aired, I would get so psyched up when this theme would come on. It's not the same without Regis.
Millionaire. You guys ready to play today? Let's start right away.
All right, let's do it. There's me. There's Massimo.
What a pleasure to be here.
Oh.
Now you're going to need to answer these questions.
Let's put that money in the bank. Let's play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
You know the money ladder.
All right, yes, I know. Can we skip this part?
Reach the million.
Can we skip it? Yeah, we can skip it. All right. Here we go.
This new question shouldn't give you a hard time, in theory.
All right, which is not a U.S. state? New Hampshire, New England, New Jersey, New Mexico. And even for the easy ones, I'll give you guys a minute to type your answer in the chat. Now, I'm looking straight at the camera, and I can see the chat running, but I'm not going to look at the chat unless I use a lifeline, okay? So I see you guys typing. Clearly, New England is not a state. That refers to an entire section of the country. B.
And I would say B, obviously.
Yep.
Final answer?
Yes, final
You
answer.
sure?
All right, you guys got it?
That's my final answer.
All right, is it?
You have made your choice.
Okay, I'm going to skip this dialogue.
You
Yep.
took your time, but you
All
are
right, everybody got it. Bipilot got it.
A
Michael,
brilliantly
Kaimani got it.
executed success.
All right. This guy's so annoying.
And let's go for a whole new question.
Looks like everybody got it who answered. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush? A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. I believe that's the saying. Not 1 in the bush, not 3 in the bush, 4 in the bush. I believe it's 2. And I know the Spanish version of this, if you're a Spanish speaker. What is it? Un pájaro en la mano vale 100 volando, I believe is the saying. A bird in the hand is worth 100 flying in Spanish. But I believe it's 2. Let's see if that's
I'm
correct.
gonna say B.
You seem to be convinced.
All right, let's skip this.
Of
Yep.
course.
All right, did you guys get it? It looks like everybody got it.
Answer. Can't
Yep,
believe
hopefully
it.
you guys didn't cheat. You guys
Good
got
luck
it.
to you for this new
Congratulations.
question.
All right. That's going to be George Washington, allegedly. Which U.S. president is said to have admitted to his father that he chopped down a cherry tree? I guess this is true because it doesn't say which president admitted to chopping a cherry tree down. It says which president is said to have admitted that, right? So it's the story that they're asking about, not the fact or the factual information. So most historians think this didn't actually happen, but the story is about George Washington, not Thomas Jefferson, not Abe Lincoln, not Teddy Roosevelt. It was George Washington. I do remember hearing this like in elementary school. So I'm going to put this. I see you guys answering. I'm not going to look. Hopefully you guys are answering the correct answer.
Yes, that's it.
All
I
right.
know you are. You make
Yep.
it look easy.
All right.
You got
Everybody
it.
got it. Every single person got it.
A brilliantly executed success.
This guy's annoying. I'm going to have to change characters.
And let's go for a whole new question.
All right. You guys got it. Was that Snow White? Or Sleeping Beauty? Uh-oh. Cinderella. Uh-oh. I'm in trouble. Okay. In the fairy tale, who did the mirror declare was the fairest of all? I think it's Snow White. That was my first instinct. So, there's a couple of the older Disney cartoons that are very similar, and I see you guys answering. I'll try not to yap too much, but I know in particular, Cinderella and Snow White are kind of no. Sleeping Beauty and Snow White are kind of similar because you've got Maleficent and you've got like the evil nameless queen, and they're both sort of jealous. But in one of them, it's mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? I believe it's Snow White, and I don't want to use a lifeline this early. And if it's not, I'll just have to start over. I think it's Snow White. Here we go. If I'm wrong,
Let's
I'm
go
wrong.
for C.
You had to make a choice. That's
Yeah,
the one.
all right, got it. Did you guys get it?
I took the time
All right.
to think, and it paid off.
Okay, there you go. I got it
Our
right.
team
I was
of
afraid
editors
I'd get that one
offers
wrong.
You a new question.
You guys got it as well. How many millimeters in a meter? That would be 1,000, I believe. Yep. Because that's what it means. That's what the word means. Millimeter. meaning thousand, 1,000th of a meter. So yeah, 10 would be 100 would be centimeters, right? A million would be what, nanometers? And then 10 would be decimeters, I believe, if I remember correctly. So 1,000, that's millimeters. That's going to be my final answer. See, this kind of stuff I'm good with. History I'm good with. Stuff like literature and pop culture I'm very bad at. So I'm going to save my lifeline. Hopefully you guys are saying C. I'm not looking at the chat. For me, the chat is over here. I'm looking straight at the camera. All right, it's 1,000.
My gut says that it's C.
Yep.
Okay, C.
It's got to be, right?
You got there. Well done.
All right, we passed the easy round. Did you guys get it? Mark, sorry. M3RK got it. Hensel Holst got it. Marbles Ryan got it. Sin Sink, Nichelle Johnson, Ash Jews, Joseph Johnson, Midnight Kitten, they all got it. All right, what's the next one? A windfall is an unexpected success, or like you get something. I believe it's going to be C. A windfall. They talk about that when people win the lottery. They always say, that's where I hear this word the most. It was he had a big windfall, like he came into some money or he inherited something. Usually it's described, that's used when describing somebody getting a lot of money or winning the lottery. It's not an illness. It's not sleepiness. Power cut. Those make no sense. It's got to be good luck. I believe that's correct. Hopefully over here in the chat, you guys are saying C. In fact, I want to look before I make it. That's going to be my answer, but I'm not going to double click it yet. Yep, Brian Hicks got it. If it's correct, that is. I think it is. Harrison Smith, Sid Seek, Midnight Kitten, Hensel Holst, Marbles Ryan, Nichelle Johnson, Mark Dean Jr., Joseph Johnson, M3RK, Michael Reckucutioner, and Henry Sullivan all say C. I think it's C. Let's do it.
And what will be? You
Yep,
figured it out.
it's your windfall.
Nice answer.
Good luck. Nice to see
believed it to the end.
you,
I
Key.
did a good job.
Ash Choose Cardboard. No, it's something good. I always hear it when people
game's
win the
getting
lottery.
tougher now
All right, here we
with
go.
this brand
Next
new
question. Which sport was invented and its Hall of Fame at Springfield, Massachusetts? I don't know this one. I do not know it, and I'm going to need a lifeline because I'm not good with sports, like sports trivia. I don't know where the Football Hall of Fame, or the Basketball Hall of Fame, the Hockey Hall of Fame, or the Baseball Hall of Fame. I know where none of them are. So we're going to... How do you use the lifelines? How do I use the lifelines? Let's see. There's the pair. Okay, here we go. So the question is, and I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to look at the chat, which is over here. I see you guys answering. So it's either going to be, I'm not sure. Is that a lifeline? I'm not sure what that is. So that's 50-50. That's phone a friend. This is the audience voting. This is a different question altogether. I'm not sure what this does. I'm almost afraid to click it. I don't want to quit the game. 50-50 is not going to help me because 50-50 would help me if I knew it wasn't one of the answers, but I don't know. Don't know. I'm going to do the audience. Sometimes the audience kind of gets the wrong answer, but I think with something this easy, a lot of people would know what this is. Let's do the audience.
For a few seconds, the audience will
All right, here we go.
Good luck.
Okay. All right. B. And you know what I'm going to do? You guys are part of the audience, so I'm going to see what you guys put. Okay, so the audience, the virtual audience, the fake audience said B. You guys, Mark, Sack, Hensel Holst, and Miss T, and Timmy said football, and Ash, and Joseph. My question is, did you guys just say that because the first or second people to answer said that? Everybody said A, but then Jake Red and Game Bouncer said B, and then M3RK said C. Miss T says I would go with the virtual audience. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I think you guys might have succumbed to some peer pressure, maybe. Like the first person said something, and then you guys joined in. And Jake Red and Game Bouncer, they may have looked it up. I'm not saying you did, but they answered later. So let's go with B, basketball. Let's see. Now, if it really is football, then I owe you guys an apology. But let's go ahead and see.
Of course.
And see if it's
what
B.
my next question is, right? Is the
Yep, it's
right.
basketball.
That
Oh,
was the
man.
right answer.
So Jake
Can't
Red got
believe
it, Game Bouncer got it, and Sid Singh got it. So congratulations to the three of you.
This new question is now waiting
Here
for
we
you
go.
to be answered with flying colors.
Okay, so the condition polydactyly means being born with extra what? So poly means many. That's where the extra comes from. Dactyly. Well, I know this sounds stupid, but I know what a pterodactyl is, right? So that doesn't really help me, though, that I can see. Dactyl. Sort of sounds like dental, maybe, teeth. Polydactyl. Fingers. And I'm thinking like Spanish or other languages or root words. Fingers, polydactyly. I'm just not sure. Ribs, I don't think it would be ribs. I don't see the connection there. Knees, I don't see the connection there. I see if some of you guys have answered. Let me see. Let me bring over my options for this. So I could do 50-50. I could do phone a friend, which you guys are going to be my friend. Or I could do pick a different question. I don't want to do that. I think I might go... I'll ask you guys. I'll do the phone a friend.
Of course, you need to phone someone who knows the
All right.
answer.
So I don't know what they're going to do on this game. Okay. A fake person that we have to call your colleague. How does this work in the game?
Hello, Edward. This is
All right,
Who
I'm gonna
Wants to
skip
Be a
this part,
Millionaire
okay?
Calling you.
All right, so the person thinks it's B. What do you guys think? Y'all are all saying B, so fingers. And that, I was thinking it might be either teeth or fingers. Those would be my two guesses. Everybody said B. Mayberry, Miss T, Marbles Ryan, Brian Hicks, Mark Dean, Jake Red. Mayberry says he knows this from science class. Let's see. Vampire Miranda is here. Bipilot, Rocky Rocks, Sid, Henry Sullivan, Random Number Guy, Hensel Holst, all saying B. H. Crayert, Midnight Kitten says B. Michael's guessing B. So, and the virtual phone a friend said B. So we're going B. Here we go.
And I would say B.
Here we go.
Final?
Let's skip this.
You really know
Got
your
it?
answer.
I've used two lifelines, though.
Believe
That's
this
what
to
I'm
the
kind of
end.
worried
I
about.
did a good job.
All right. Here we go. Next one.
I hope you have recovered from your emotions because here is your new question.
Okay. All right. The Simpsons cartoon started as short segments within which TV show? Wow. The Drew Carey Show, The Mary Tyler Moore Show, The Tracy Ullman Show, The Dick Van Dyke Show. I don't know. I told you I'm bad with pop culture. You guys probably know. So I'm really bad with pop culture. I don't know that much about shows and movies, and it's kind of funny. That's sort of why this YouTube channel works so well, because I've never seen anything. So I've never seen so many shows and movies, so I can react to them for the first time. So The Simpsons, they've been going on, what, 20, 25 years, right? So Dick Van Dyke would be way too old. Same thing with Mary Tyler Moore, I would guess. I don't even know about the Tracy Ullman Show because I just don't watch TV. And then the Drew Carey Show seems a bit newer. Like, if I had to guess, I might say that, but I'm not going to just guess. All right. Let's see. So there's my pyramid. I don't know. I'm afraid this is going to make me quit the game, so I'm sort of afraid to press it. I don't... Let's do 50-50. Let's do 50-50. Here we go.
Okay, we will take 2 incorrect answers away.
All right. Oh, no. So the 2 that I knew it wasn't, they took away. Drew Carey show, Tracy Ullman show. I don't know. Because, see, I know the Drew Carey show, and I never really watched it, but I don't remember seeing The Simpsons on there. But I have no idea what the Tracy Ullman show is. I don't know. I am going to actually guess this one.
My gut says that it's C.
Simply because
Okay, C.
the only one of these I've seen at all is the Drew Carey show, and I don't remember seeing The Simpsons on there. So I'm going to guess this one. And if I have to start over, so be it. Here we go.
Is that your final answer?
All right, I got it.
Well done.
I got it. Did you guys get it?
A brilliantly executed success.
Okay, I got to scroll down. Did you guys get it? You guys did get it. Yep.
Now
So,
that you've released
sort
the
of a
pressure,
guess, but I don't
here's a
remember
new
seeing that on
question.
Drew Carey. Here we go. Next question. What is the official language of Burkina Faso? Wow. I want to say it's French.
Oh,
I want to say it's French. That's my guess. I don't even think I'm going to use a lifeline. There are many African countries who one of the official languages is usually French. I don't think it's English. I don't think it's Spanish. The only one that's thrown me off a little bit is the Portuguese. I think it's French. That's one of the official languages of Burkina Faso, but I don't know for sure. But I'm going to guess French. If I have to start over, so be it. I'm going to let you guys type in your chat guesses for just another moment here. I can see, this is perfect. I can see that you guys are writing things, but I can't see exactly what it is as long as I look straight at the camera. So I'm going to say French. If you guys are screaming at me that I'm wrong, I'm sorry. That's what I'm going to guess. Here we go.
it's B. Of course.
Final answer.
What is it?
Now
All right, I got
the
it.
threshold. Well done.
Got it. Did you guys get it? All right. Looks like most of you got it.
Concentrate. Here's a new question.
Most of
for
you got it. And I'm going to take just a minute and acknowledge everybody who got it. You got Midnight Kitten Torts. Nice to see you. Harrison Smith. Green Blazer. Yeah, I've heard of Burkina Faso.
Massimo.
Hensel Holst got it. Vampire Miranda got it. Midnight Kitten. It was French when this game was made. Is it not French now? I don't know. Mr. Junior guessed it correctly. Sid got it right. Brian Hicks got it right. Mayberry got it right. Yeah. All right. And I accidentally saw just now one of your guesses. The first person who took a guess, I accidentally saw what it was. So it's this one's sort of tainted. But I actually know the answer. I actually know the answer to this question. It says, in Germany, what kind of building is the Rathaus? A, cathedral, B, hospital, C, town hall, D, police station. I actually know this from a video game I once saw that had this in there. It was like the town hall. It was the town hall. It wasn't any of these other things. So I did see someone's answer that was C, but I would have gotten this one anyway. I'm pretty sure it's C. I'm going to go ahead and put it down here. But before I make it my final answer, I want to see what you guys are saying. Mr. Junior says C. Brian Hicks also Vampire Miranda. Sid. Marbles Ryan. Actually, not sure that I knew that you were German also. That's pretty cool. Somehow I knew that. You just never talk about the Emery or whoever it was would always talk about German. Henry Sullivan says C. Waluigi, nice to see you. Marbles Ryan got it right. Or we'll get it right if this is correct. I believe it is. Hensel Holst to C. Marbles Ryan says, I speak enough German. Brian Hicks says, I took 5 years of German in school. Very good. So let's go ahead and go with C, Town Hall, final
You're
answer.
absolutely sure. That's an answer.
Got
I
it
can
right.
get behind.
Did we pass the middle round yet?
I took the time to think, and it
I think
paid
so.
off.
All right, here we go. Is this where the hard questions
You will be
start?
asked a new question now.
All right. In which country is Terra Television a national satellite broadcaster? I don't know. I have no idea. No idea on this one. All right. So let's go to the pyramid. So this is the first, harder question. The last 5 are usually pretty difficult. And I think this means quit and take the money that you earned because you're not confident enough. And I guess the more money you earn, the more neurons you earn, and you can spend it on additional categories. So it says, in which country is Terra Television a national broadcast? I have no idea. No idea whatsoever at all. So my options are Canada, U.S., Ireland, or South Africa. All 4 of them, English is a prevalent language. So I have no idea. Terra makes me think it's not the U.S. at least, but I don't know, and I'm not going to cheat. I have 1 lifeline left, and I'm going to pick a different question. But first, I want to see what you guys thought. You guys are mostly saying C. Miss T says C. Hensel Holst, Midnight Kitten, Nichelle Johnson, Vampire Miranda, Sid Singh, Kaimani Burrell with a $10 donation. My goodness. Kaimani says, great guesses and answers, Mr. Brandon. Some I don't even know. Is there a Caribbean category? Could you do that one after the ones you planned for? Yeah, if there is. The problem is I don't know if there is. If you mean a version of the show, I will look after we finish the U.S. version. I'll look at what other versions that there are. I don't remember there being one, but I will check. And as far as trivia categories, I don't know if there will be one, but you would be good to weigh in on that, Kaimani. So thank you for the $10 donation. I appreciate it very much. Other people who guessed C or said C were Waluigi, Midnight Kitten, Danger Dave, Brian Hicks, Henry Sullivan, Muhammad Nadi, and Mayberry with the £3 donation. Mayberry, I really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying playing the game with us over there from the UK. I know it's late. Hopefully, if he keeps pressing the same button over again, we know they fell asleep on their keyboard. Hopefully that doesn't happen. We appreciate you playing the game with us, and thank you again for the £3 donation. Okay, so I'm not going to cheat. I am not going to cheat, and if I can possibly help it. So what I am going to do is I'm going to use the lifeline where it switches the question entirely, because what would I have guessed? I probably would have guessed Ireland, and it's for a very superficial reason. When I think of Terra, I think of the land of Terra from Gone with the Wind, which is in Atlanta, where I grew up. And they were Irish, I believe, the family from Gone with the Wind. So on that alone, I probably would have guessed Terra Television. Okay, but I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to select this lifeline. We're going to get a different question.
Does not inspire you, and that is why you choose to use your Switch lifeline. Well done.
Michael Executioner says he's watching on his TV and using his phone to chat. That's pretty good. Hopefully the lag isn't too bad.
Will you be able to answer this new question as well?
I'm not going to know this one. I may have to quit on this question. In which city was the TV drama 6 Feet Under? And I'm really bad at pop culture. TV shows, movies, actors and actresses. Unless it's on one of the few shows that I watched over and over again growing up, I'm not going to be able to answer it. So I'm not going to cheat. I don't have any lifelines left, so I either have to guess on my own or quit and walk away with the money. So I'm going to let you guys guess for your own enjoyment there. So I'm going to give the chat a minute to fill up. I'm not looking at it, but I am going to give it a minute to fill up. Actually, I can look at it because I know I'm not going to guess What are you guys saying? You think it's B, Los Angeles. Sid and Sink says B. Jake Red guesses A. Hensel Holt says B. Vampire Miranda says B. Waluigi says B. Henry Sullivan says B. Sack Pro says, I hope you get a question from something you reacted to. Yeah, if SpongeBob, I would know all about that at this point. Muhammad Nadi says Los Angeles. Kaimani says either B or C. I don't know. What would I have guessed? This is 6 feet under. I probably would have said maybe San Francisco, and I would have gotten it wrong. I'm not going to do that. I had already said before I looked at your chat messages, I'm going to walk away. So this should get us some neurons that we can spend on additional categories. Here we go. Let's do it. Walk away with your winnings. Yeah, that's what that is. Let's do it. That was a pretty good game. I have seen a lot of people in the real-life version of this show, the OG version with Regis Philbin, get to this point and then guess and then lose, a lot of money. So I'm going to walk away with $64,000.
This is awesome.
All right. We're going to play again, though. We're going to play again. All right. $64,000. So what does that mean? Let's see what it gives me exactly. All right. Let's skip. All right. So that gets converted into some... That's it? Can I get anything with that? With 250 neurons? Let's see. All right. Let's see. How many neurons does it cost? I'm not going to play the US version again. 1,500. 1,000 is the cheapest one. Okay, so let's do this just for fun. I'm going to quit the game and we're going to go to the UK version. Okay. I think I have to quit the whole entire game, which I'm going to do. I don't think I can do it in the options menu. Nope. All right. I'm going to quit the entire game. We're going to restart the game, and we're going to do the UK version this time. While it's starting up, I'm going to read a few messages. Danger Dave looks like renewed his hall pass for 3 months. I really appreciate it, Danger Dave, your support. You've been a long-time viewer of the channel. He says maybe remove the entertainment category. Yeah, maybe. I'll leave it on there for now. I wonder if the categories are the same with the UK version. Let's find out. All right. Okay. We're going to play the game. Are the categories the same? All right. While I'm here, I'm going to go back and read a few chat messages. Let me know, do you want to do normal again or do you want to do easy? I'm fine either way. Let me know in the chat. I'm going to read some earlier chat messages while you're chiming in on normal or easy. Midnight Kitten says walking away is the best answer. Green Blazer says there's been people who've guessed and lost in the first 4 questions. True. I've seen it happen. And how embarrassing is that? Because those questions are supposed to be like so easy it's funny, right? Video Master, RWG, Regis, he was the reason I wanted to be on Millionaire and hopefully get my chance someday. Mr. Junior, whoa, that conversion rate, yeah, for real, Mr. Junior. And good morning to you, by the way. I believe it's pretty early morning or maybe mid-morning over there. By Pilot, never heard Brandon get that loud. Sorry, I didn't know. Hopefully not too loud. Mayberry, hopefully I can be helpful answering this time. You're in the UK. I don't know if that'll help or not, but thank you for playing again. Turner Winstead, if Twilight Sparkle was on the principal list, what rating would they be? I don't know. I'd have to think about it, but probably pretty high. All right, so what did you guys say? Normal, easy, normal, easy, normal, normal. That's like the same amount. Easy. It's like the same, isn't it? Normal was 1, 2, 3, 4. People said normal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. People said easy. And then another person said normal. I tell you what, we'll do easy this time. If this is just insanely easy, then we'll do normal, okay? So let's do easy. The same choices in characters. We've got Lindsay, Ruben. I'll try Ruben this time. Or no, I said I would let you guys choose, right? So we've got Ruben, Margaret, Pablo, Chun, Hang, I'm probably saying that wrong, Nadia, Georges or Jorges, whichever, Julie, and then we're back to Massimo, Hensel Holst says Pablo. Harrison says not Pablo. Sid says Regis. Yeah, I wish. That would be cool. If that were a DLC, I would pay for that. I would pay probably, I don't know, $5 to play as Regis. So game developers, you may want to make some money there, but they'd have to probably pay someone to use Regis's likeness like that. All right, Hang, and I've got a Lindsay, and I've got a Hang. I'll be Hang since I've got 2 of that and only 1 of the other ones. All right. Let's see. Mr. Junior, I'd go Chun because of Chun-Li from Street Fighter. Okay, we'll go with this guy. Here we go on the UK version. You guys ready? We've got a lot of people playing with us tonight. All right, here we go. UK version. All right. Hopefully it's not as obnoxious. Danger Dave says, yeah, I hope so too. All right, here we go. I'm going to skip it. Is it the same host? I'm going to skip this part. Kaimani Burrell with an amazing 5 additional memberships.
Offers you a new question.
All right, I'm going to skip. All right, I'm going to pause here. So Kaimani Burrell sent 5 more School Principal Reacts gift memberships, and they were received by Blizzard Peak, DHC Network, Copycat 789, David Griffin, and Cedar Card. So thanks, Kaimani. I'm sure these 5 individuals thank you as well. Kaimani has donated 10 gift memberships and a donation of $10 on this stream so far. Super fan of the channel. I really appreciate it, Kaimani, and I'm sure these 5 people do too. Once again, they were Blizzard Peak, DHC Network, Copycat 789, David Griffin, and Cedar Card, receiving a Hall Pass level membership for 1 month. Okay, so, oh man, I accidentally saw the answer that you guys are putting, but probably not a big deal. Which sport is not played with a ball? Soccer, handball, basketball, or badminton? And badminton is played with a birdie, or actually I think it has a special name on top of that I heard the other day that I'd never heard before. But it is badminton. Is not played with a ball, I know that much. Should be D. Final answer.
D.
Yeah, D is what I picked.
You have
almost
to make a choice.
Selected B
Is that your
accidentally.
final answer?
Yes.
That's
All right,
an
got
answer
it.
I can get behind.
Yeah, the shuttlecock was that other name.
Yeah.
I'd never heard that before.
I'm
I call it a
amazing.
birdie. For badminton,
Are
I
you
think
ready
that's
for
what
this new
most people
question?
know it as. Okay, so I'll look back at the camera so I don't actually see a response. What do you call the horizontal lines on music? Come on, man, if I don't know this one. It's the staff, the music staff. Not the naff or the quaff or quaff or the chaff. It's the staff. The music staff is what it's called. Imagine if I got that one wrong. I would have to end the stream and probably never stream again and go into hiding. So it's the staff, but what do you guys think? Hensel Holst and Mayberry and Marbles Ryan, of all people. Yeah, right. I could probably get the really, really hard music questions right, but not literature, not pop culture, and probably not sports either. So Marbles Ryan, Midnight Kitten, Sid, and Andrew Cheetah YT, and Danger Dave. Yeah, finally I get one I actually know about. Waluigi says A. Henry says A. So, and the way I am with this game, I'm really, really, really good at some areas and just terrible with other ones. It's really sort of lopsided. But music I know about, but this one, I mean, I used to teach students this like day one of music class. It's a staff. Final answer.
Yeah, let's go for A.
You seem to be convinced.
All right, very good.
And 1 more point for yours truly.
And other than being 200 pounds instead of dollars,
Let's move on to
I don't
a
know
whole
if
new
it's
question.
any different than the American. What don't you need to play volleyball? A ball, a net, stakes, a shuttlecock. This has got to be a coincidence. I'm assuming that the game is pulling from random question banks because we just mentioned the shuttlecock, which is the birdie. I think it's more commonly referred to as a birdie in badminton. So, yes, you need a ball. Yes, you need a net. You need the stakes to, like, hold up the net, I believe. And the shuttlecock is the birdie in badminton. So, did you guys say that? Most everybody did. We've got Midnight Kitten Sid, Marbles Ryan, Danger Dave, Miss T, Kaimani Burrell, Hensel Holst, Nichelle Johnson, Waluigi, Brian Hicks, all saying D. Michael Executioner, Henry Sullivan. Yes. All right. It's going to be D.
Let's go for D.
That's in badminton.
And what will... That's the one.
That we just had a question about.
Yeah!
So weird.
I'm amazing.
He's a little annoying,
Let's
but not
go
as
for a
annoying as
whole new question.
Massimo or Maxim, whatever his name was. All right. Which book in the Harry Potter series is the prisoner of Azkaban?
Oh, seriously? How could I draw a blank on this question?
So I know it's not the first one. I don't read or watch Harry Potter, but I think it's the second one, but I don't know for sure. I think it's the second one, but I don't know for sure. I'm just not into Harry Potter, which is good because people have asked me to react to it, and so if I do that, it'll be for the first time. I don't know this. I want to say it's the second one. I think it is the second one, actually, but I know if I guess it and without looking, I'll probably get it wrong. So let's do Ask the Audience, which I'll include you guys in the audience.
This question is worth a good prize.
Okay, good
Good
thing I
look at
said.
it.
Good thing I asked,
Vote
because you
now.
guys are saying C. Yeah, the Chamber of Secrets is the second one. Not because I've read it or seen it. It's just I've seen them advertised, and the fake audience is saying C. I think the way the game is probably doing it is the easier the question is, the higher the percentage is going to be on the correct answer. So let's go C. I would have gotten it wrong, you see, if I hadn't used a lifeline. I'm just not into Harry Potter. Let's say C.
Well, the right
And did you
answer
guys
is
get it?
C.
It was, who said that? Looking at the chat. Jake Red said it was A. Nichelle Johnson said C. Nicholas Alexander said C. So did Bipilot, Harrison Smith, Rocky Rocks, Danger Dave. Jake Red said maybe I'm super wrong. But you know what? Good for you for guessing, for stepping on a limb and guessing. Good for you. I'm not being sarcastic. Mythical Phoenix Heart, thank you for joining us, by the way. I know it's late over there as well. Sleepy Mailman said C. Kaimani and Sid and Random Number Guy and Mohammed Nadi and Brian Hicks and Marbles. Ryan says thanks, Mom, and C. Waluigi and Mayberry also. Okay, let's do it. Final answer. It's the third
Are you sure?
book.
That is the right
All right.
answer.
And
All
one
right.
more point for
Here we
yours
go.
truly.
Looks like it's about the same as the U.S. game, except for it's in
time
pounds.
to move on to a new question.
What is in apiculture? Probably, is it bees? Yeah, it's bees, right? I think I know this one. And a lot of these, because it's multiple choice, you can kind of deduce the answer. And a lot of knowing root words and root words in other languages help too. So at first I wasn't sure, but then I saw the word. I'm like, it sounds like apiarist, which deals with bees. So, and beekeeping is one of the answers. So I believe it's C, and that's what I'm going to answer.
Let's
But now
go
I'm going to
for
look at
C.
the chat.
Yeah, let's go.
You guys are saying C also. Henry Sullivan. I think that was the last question. Miss T says C. Sid. C. Marbles Ryan. Hensel Holst. Kaimani Burrell. Random Number Guy. Jake Red. Yeah, apiary. I knew the word apiarist or apiary. It means a beekeeping operation. And an apiarist is, I guess, another word for beekeeper. Waluigi said C. Danger Dave said C. Christopher Declan. Henry Sullivan says A. I think it's B. And Ashton Gillen, nice to see you, by the way. Let's go B. Not B. C. B for beekeeping. C, the letter C, beekeeping. Final answer. Sorry,
Is
messed
that your
myself
final?
up.
You got to that threshold. So you
All right,
have
1,000
good
pounds, right? Here we go.
And let's go for a whole new question.
Yeah. If they keep asking these questions, I'm in good shape. If they ask, like, what actor or actress played in a movie,
Seriously?
I'm not going to get
How
it.
could I draw a blank on this question?
All right. The triangle is a percussion instrument. Why is it a percussion instrument? Because you strike it. You strike the triangle with the triangle beater. That is the name of the little piece of metal that you use to strike the triangle. It's called the triangle beater, which I always thought was kind of hilarious because it's like this long. It's really tiny, and it has this little piece of rubber on it where you hold it, and it's a tiny little piece of metal that you just go ding. You ding the triangle, you strike the triangle, but they call it a triangle beater, like you're going to like beat someone with it, but you couldn't possibly hurt someone with that very easily. So it's percussion. It's not a stringed instrument. There's no strings. You don't blow into it. It's not a wind instrument. Isosceles, that's just sort of funny. The isosceles triangle, I think, is a triangle with two congruent sides and two congruent angles, I think, is isosceles. But we're not talking about math or geometry. We're talking about music. It's percussion. What did you guys say? You guys said, let's see. Again, yeah, Marbles Ryan. Hey, if they keep doing that, I'm in good shape. Midnight Kitten said A. Rocky Bismu. I don't know how to say it. More music. Danger Dave says A. Emery says A. Nice to see you, by the way. All the way over there. I know it's late over there. Nichelle Johnson says A. So does Marbles Ryan. So does Sid Singh, Hinselholst, Jay Cred. Is mayonnaise an instrument? Yeah, that's classic. Jesus, the handle says A. A Green Blazer, obviously a wind instrument. Miss T says A. Christopher Declan says A. Waluigi says A. Henry Sullivan says A. That is what it is. Let's keep on going and select A. Final answer.
No, it's definitely
It is
A.
definitely A.
You had to make a choice.
Yes.
Well done.
It's A.
Got it.
Another music
Okay,
question?
Well done.
Maybe?
That's another right answer for me.
If it's history, I'm good. If it's science, I'm okay. Literature, I'm sunk.
Will you
Pop culture,
be able
I'm
to answer
sunk.
this new question as well?
Where does surfing come from? The Hawaiian guy, I think. Is it the United States? I think it's the United... Or is it... No, it's Australia, I think. I think it's Australia. From the Aboriginal people. I think in Hawaii and the U.S. just popularized it a bit more because my first instinct was sometimes I try to answer the question before I really see the answers so I can be even more confident if one of the answers comes up. And I see you guys are answering in the chat. So I'm not an expert on this, but I believe there was a Hawaiian that really, really, really popularized surfing. But I want to say that it was the Aboriginals of Australia that actually invented it. I think that's correct. And I think I'm confident enough to say it without using a lifeline. So I've seen many of you have answered. I'm going to answer.
It's B.
Let me see what you guys thought. I'm not going to change my answer, but I want to see what you guys thought. You guys are saying... Sid says D. B or D. And all these places except for France, you could kind of see that happening just because of the cultural stereotypes, I guess. Harrison says Hawaii, which I thought that for like a few seconds, but then I'm like, no, they popularized it. I forgot his name. There's this famous Hawaiian that really brought it back and popularized it, but I believe it came from Australia, from the Aboriginals, from the Aborigines. Michael Reccutioner says B. The Book of what's his name? The Book of Dark is Australian. I don't know if he's here or not. I suppose if he were here, he could tell us. The Book of Dark, who has donated a lot on streams. So let's see. I'm not changing my answer. Michael Reccutioner says B. Mr. Junior says D. Danger D. Dave B. Midnight Kitten D. Nichelle Johnson. We're like split down the middle. Harrison Smith says D. Kaimani says, I know of surfing because of Hawaii. And that's a good point. I think they just made it popular, but I think it actually came from Australia. Ashton Gillen B. Emery C. The United States. Yeah, Hawaii. I think they just made it popular. Hawaii is part of the U.S. and Polynesia. Well, I guess like geographically, but not like as a nation. Danger Dave just looked it up, and that's interesting. Hawaiian roller coaster ride, Kaimani, right, with Lilo and Stitch. They made it popular, but I don't think they invented it. Brian Hicks says B. Henry Sullivan says C. Mr. Jr. feels like a Trek question. Andrew the Cheetah says B. And Waluigi says B. I think it's B. I think I remember reading that it came from the Aborigines of Australia, but it's known for being an American thing and a Hawaiian thing because they made it popular, but they didn't invent it. Let's go with that final answer.
And what will be your That is not the answer.
You guys were right.
Okay.
If you said D, you're
Just
right.
goes like that, without warning. Oh, no.
Okay, we're going to play again.
Congratulations.
We're going to
You are
play
leaving here
again.
with your safety net,
Okay.
and I'm glad it paid off.
It didn't pay off. It did not pay off. All right, we got 1,000 pounds. We're going to play again. Oh, do we not get... Okay. We don't get our American neurons. We can't combine neurons. All right, let's do it again. Let's do it again. We're going to play again. All right. Don't worry, we'll play again. We'll do easy again since we lost. We actually did better on normal, didn't we? I was pretty sure it was Australia, but I guess it was Polynesia. All right, let's play again. And this time I'll try and go a little bit faster. We'll go with Hing again as a character. He wasn't too bad. All right, here we go. Y'all ready? Here we go. Here we go. All right, I'm going to skip the cutscenes. All right, here we are. First question. What do you call a person who makes paintings? A painter? A painter, or a painter? It's painter. It's B. I'll give you a second to chime in. Salty Six is here, mod, and channel member. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's B. You guys are saying it's B. Let's go ahead to a more serious question.
Just own it.
All
You
right.
got it.
Here we go.
Let's
Next
go for
question.
a whole new question.
First man on the moon was Neil Armstrong. He wasn't the only one. There was also Buzz Aldrin, not Buzz Lightyear. Sailor Moon. See, the first 5 questions are supposed to be like so easy, they're funny, right? They're supposed to be comical. Neil Armstrong, and instead of Buzz Aldrin, who was the second person on the moon, they had Buzz Lightyear and Thomas Pesquet, which I'm not sure who that is, and then Sailor Moon. Neil Armstrong, it's A. You guys are commenting on that. Yeah, Sailor Moon. I thought that was pretty funny. You guys are saying A. That was pretty funny. They threw in Sailor Moon. Final
I'm
answer,
going to
Neil
say
Armstrong.
Hey,
Is
One
that
giant
your
leap for
final answer?
mankind.
Of course.
Neil Armstrong,
I
1969.
just had to answer that question.
200 pounds. Here we go.
Are you ready for this new question?
I am. Which country, not even which state, which country is the Statue of Liberty located? That would be pretty bad to get that wrong. Yeah, it's the U.S. It's not the Japanese Statue of Liberty or the German one or the Russian one. It's the American one. Gift from France, I believe. The sculpture itself. That would be the United States. Yep, you guys are saying B. You guys are all saying B. Sid, Midnight Kitten, Nichelle, Marbles Ryan, Misty, Hensel Holtz, Mystical Phoenix Heart, Kaimani, Rocky, Marbles. Yep, it was a gift from France. Andrew the Cheetah, Ashton Gillen. Yep, built in France. You guys are right
It's
about
B.
all of that. Final answer.
So, that is correct.
Here we go.
Obviously, that was the right answer.
Yeah? Yeah, in that case, it was obvious.
Let's go for a whole new question.
Capital of Luxembourg. I looked at this the other day. No, I don't think so. I think it's Luxembourg. I think the capital of Luxembourg is Luxembourg. I think that's correct. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's correct. But I'm going to feel pretty bad if that's not right. I did look at a map the other day. I did see Luxembourg on there. I think it is Luxembourg. Let's go with that.
Well, I'd say...
You guys are all saying D. Final answer.
Fine. That's what we were looking for.
All right.
That's right.
Yeah! I'm amazing.
Yeah. He's a little annoying, but not too bad.
Trust yourself and your acquaintances for this new
How many
question.
books make up the Hunger Games? I think it's 3. I think it's 3. But I'm not sure. I'm not a huge Hunger Games person. I have seen all the movies, and I believe there were 3. There was the regular Hunger Games. There was the Hunger Games, like, I don't remember the titles, but I remember there being 3. The one where... I think there's 3. And I don't want to use a lifeline yet. I'm going to say there's 3. I think that's correct.
Okay. Well,
You
the
guys
right
are saying
answer is
D.
C.
You guys are saying D. Uh-oh. Maybe 4. 4. D. D. Sure. So I'm going to either go with this or I'm going to use a lifeline because I want to keep it fair. So what do you guys think? I was going to say 3, but I don't know for sure. 3 books, but they split the 3rd book into 2 movies. Yeah, I think that's correct. Because I did see all the movies. I did enjoy Hunger Games. I think it's 3. I'm going to go with my gut and say 3.
Is that your final answer? Well done.
Got it.
Now the good news is that you
Got it.
can't lose anything.
And I'm going to say that wasn't exactly a cheat. I was pretty sure it was 3. Not
Here's
because
a
I've
new
read the
question
books,
for
but I
you.
remember there being 3 main sections. Okay. What is the infinitive form of the verb in the following sentence? I only do stupid things. It would be to do. And how do I know that? Or how do I know that? Because of learning Spanish. That's what you call that form of verb, to do, which would be hacer in Spanish. No, it would be to do. That's what it would be.
B.
What do you guys
No
think?
doubt.
Hinselholz says B, so does Danger Dave. Marble says I was an English major. Sid says B. Kaimani says B. See if anybody else chimes in. I'm pretty sure it's B. Zumachen. Okay, in German. To infinitive and beyond. That's nice. Mr. Junior, who teaches English to Japanese people. Michael Executioner, B. It's B. I knew this one immediately. 100%. Andrew Cheetah, Brian Hicks, all say B. Gabriella, or Gabby, I believe. Yeah. And I wouldn't know this. Like, if I just was an English grammar expert, I may not know this, but that's one of the first things you learn. I mean, that's kind of the basic form of the verb in Spanish. Hacer, to do, or to make. That's the infinitive form. So I never used that in English, the word infinitive, but I use it all the time when I'm talking about Spanish grammar. That's it.
Are you
Final
sure?
answer.
You figured
All
it
right.
out perfectly. Nice answer.
Oh, I just had to answer that question.
All right, here we go. Next one. Ready?
Now that you've released the pressure, here's a new question.
What kind of landscape will you find in a big city? Urban landscape, yes. A rural, no. Mountainous, not necessarily. Coastal, not necessarily. So it's an urban. That's what
sure.
urban means.
Oh, God, it's hard. It's easier when you're behind a screen.
This guy is so annoying, but not as annoying as the other ones. It's urban. I mean, that's what urban means. Urban means dense. It refers to population density, i.e. a large city. Rural means the exact opposite. Mountainous, I mean, there are big cities that are on mountains or in the midst of mountains, but not necessarily. And coastal, yes, there are coastal cities, but that's not what it means. It's urban. What are you guys saying? So, Nichelle Johnson, Hensel Holst says A. JJ Zone says A. Nice to see you. Midnight Kitten says A. Marbles Ryan says A. So does Michael Executioner and Sid and Ashton and Green Blaze and Kaimani and Key and Perfect Angel and Brian Hicks. Kaimani, D can go good if you think Miami and the others are west on the coast. Yeah, there are plenty of coastal large cities, but urban, that's exactly what it means. Large city. Andrew the Cheetah says A. Larry, I'd like to buy a vowel, Bob. Wrong game show. That is pretty funny, though. All right. So, it's urban. You guys said urban. I knew it was urban immediately.
No, it's
Final
definitely A.
Final answer. That's
All
the
right.
one.
Congratulations.
Okay, well done.
All right.
Yet another right answer for me.
Gabby says, pienso que es A. Exactamente. Actualmente,
And here's a new
actualmente
question
supe
that I
esta.
hope won't worry you.
Which of these words is not related to books? Page, yes. Novel, yes. Shelf, kind of. Author.
Oh, come on.
No.
I know the answer, of course.
It's not. It's shelf.
Oh, let's think.
Because page is obvious. Like books contain pages. Novel is the name of a type of book. Shelf, it sort of has a context of books, but not necessarily. A shelf could be any type of shelf, and it doesn't have to do with books specifically. It's just an example. It's sort of an example situation where you might find books. Author, yeah, that's specifically what an author is. This is kind of like the previous question with the mountainous and coastal cities, but no, it's C. C is not related to books directly. It's sort of a trick question. But a shelf is not necessarily always related to books. Page, almost always. Novel, always. Author, almost always. Shelf is going to be the correct answer. What did you guys say? You guys are saying the same thing. This is kind of a trick question. So C. JJ Zone, Midnight Kitten, Nichelle Johnson all said C. So did Marbles Ryan, Danger Dave, Sid, Mythical Phoenix, Hart, Key, Hensel Holst, Michael Reccutioner, Harrison, Kaimani said, think NYC Scrapers. Yep, Skyscrapers. Ashton says C. Marble says, I'm an avid reader. Danger, this is kind of a bad question. It's actually a trick question. I actually like this question. You have to really think about it. Shelf, Danger Dave says, shelf is tangential to a book. Yeah, it's at first you're like, yeah, it's related. But when you really think about it, the other three are directly related. Shelf is sort of, in the ballpark, but you could be talking about a tool shelf or a supply shelf, something having nothing to do with books. Gabby says shelf. Harrison says kitchen shelf. Marble says he's writing a book. All right, it's going to be C. Emery says author could also be the author of any media. Yes, that's true. However, it's way more connected to books than a shelf is. But yes, technically you're right. Gabby says, I love how confident Brandon is, but his British counterpart isn't. But just you wait. If I get a pop culture or literature question, I'm sunk. All right, so let's do it. Shelf, final answer.
Okay, let's go for C. Yeah, let's go.
And
Okay.
now to the Yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
All right, so they're going to start
Obviously,
getting
that was the
harder
right
here.
answer.
Here we go, next question.
This new question is now waiting for you to be answered with
Which of these
flying
names
colors.
is not one of Alexander Dumas' musketeers? Athos, Porthos, I think is. Albert, D'Artagnan. Okay. This is literature, and I'm bad at literature, but I think I might be able to figure this one out because I didn't read the real Three Musketeers, okay? I have seen bits and pieces of a movie, but if you all remember the American Illustrated Classics, those books, there were books where it was like a fairly easy version of the classics, and on every single page it had this great looking like stenciled picture of what was going on in the story, and I read that version of the Three Musketeers. So D'Artagnan is the main character, so that's not it. Porthos, I think, was one of the musketeers. Albert does not sound like a musketeer. I mean, these people are French, right? Albert, I don't know. Athos, this is throwing me off. I think it's either A or C. And I know if I don't want to pull what I did the last game and really mess up. I see you guys typing over here in the chat. I'm not going to cheat. I'm probably going to use a lifeline. So given that I know a couple of answers that it's not, I'm probably going to use the 50-50. Let's see. I know just enough to probably get it right with the 50-50. Now, if it takes away B and C, I might be sunk. Hopefully it takes away one of A or C. Let's give it a shot. Here we go.
Okay, let's take away 2 incorrect
Please.
answers.
Oh! No. Okay. So it happened. So I'm down to Athos or Albert. Porthos. Albert, it just doesn't sound like a Three Musketeers name. So that's probably what I'm going to pick. That's what I'm going to pick.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
confident.
not changing my
I'm
answer
saying C.
unless I use another lifeline. Let me turn to you guys. And let's see what's been happening in the chat. What did you guys say before I totally lost it? A lot of you guys are saying C, which that's a good sign. Albert, I mean, I guess if it were a French name, they wouldn't pronounce it like that, obviously. Let's see. You guys are mostly saying C. Yeah. So, okay. Most of you guys are saying C. Yeah, I was thinking not necessarily like Alberto, but like Albert or something French. But anyway, so let's do C. Yeah, it doesn't sound French, does it? Let's do it.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, it is.
That's
All right, we got
I
it. We're
can
still
get
in
behind.
this. We used a lifeline. We're still in the
One
game.
more point for yours truly.
Okay. Here we go again.
Now let's go to the next question, if you don't mind.
Male turkey, a gobbler, turkey poult, a pigeon, a hen. I would guess that it's a gobbler. Turkey poult. I think it's a gobbler. I almost don't think it's it because it's almost too easy. I believe that's correct. Turkey poult, pigeon, hen. I think it's A. What are you guys saying in the chat? You're all saying A. Yeah, JJ Zone is saying A. Mr. Junior, Green Blazer, Nichelle Johnson, Key, Danger Dave, Sid Singh, Kaimani, Hensel Holst, Miss T, Salty. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's A. But it almost is like too obvious, and you think it's like a trick question. But I'm pretty sure it is. Let's go with that.
Final answer? You've reached that threshold.
Got it.
Money is safe.
We got it. Congratulations.
Now
All right, here we go.
you've
Next
released
one.
the
It's gonna get
pressure,
harder.
Here's a new question.
What new sport will not be added to the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, which just happened not that long ago? Okay. So does that mean that 3 of these were added, like newly added, or they already existed? But clearly the correct answer is the one that was not in it at all. So surfing, I believe, is an Olympic sport, but it may not have been in that games because I know some of them are like only the summer, only the winter, and I enjoy watching the Olympics, but I don't know a ton about the Olympics themselves as far as the structure and the rules and the format and all that. Breakdancing doesn't sound like an Olympic sport, but I could be wrong. Surfing, I know, is an Olympic sport. I don't know if it was at Paris, but I know they have beaches. I would guess that they probably had it. Rock climbing, yes, probably, I guess. I'm probably going to have to use a lifeline. Wakeboarding, I think wakeboarding is maybe. I'm not confident enough to just answer straight out. I see you guys saying stuff in the chat. So I've still got 3 lifelines. I've got the phone a friend, I've got the ask the audience, and I've got the different question. I'm going to use the phone a friend, and you guys are my friend. So let's see what the fake friend
You
says.
decide to play the lifeline, allowing you to call
All
a
right.
friend. Hope you will call the...
All right, and I'm going to pick my fake colleague. And we're going to skip the cutscene. All right, they said it was D. Could be wrong, though. Could be totally wrong. What are you guys saying? You guys are going to be part of the lifeline? Okay. B sounds like a gag answer, unless it's a trick. Nichelle says C. Danger Dave, how would you even judge breakdancing? I don't know, but isn't like ballroom dancing or other dancing sports or dancing events in there? Sid says D. Breakdancing is yes, meaning yes, it's in there. A skeleton trapped in a man's body says he thinks it's D because B is unfortunately an Olympic sport. Miss T says B was part of it. Mr. Junior says, I had a fun time watching Olympic breakdancing with that Australian woman. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm sure if we looked it up, we could probably find it. Salty says, I don't even know what wakeboarding is. Nicholas says, surfing in France. Well, I mean, they do have a coastline, so they could do it. Not that the French are particularly known for surfing, but it doesn't mean they couldn't host it. B or D. Andrew says B. Danger says B or D. And some of you all said that breakdancing was in there, so I'm thinking it's wakeboarding. I think that surfing is an Olympic sport, and I think rock climbing is also. So I'm going to say it's D. All right, you guys, let's do it. D. And the virtual fake colleague said it was D as well. Let's do it. Final answer.
D's good for me. That's the right one.
You know what my next question is, right? Is this your final answer?
Yep.
You really
All right, we
know
got
your
it.
answer.
You got it.
Yeah! I'm amazing.
All right, here we go. Next one. It's going to get harder.
And here's a new
Good
question
job, you
that
all.
I hope won't worry you.
Capital of Iceland is Reykjavik. Yep. Reykjavik. Knew it before it even came up. It's Reykjavik. So,
Well, now.
all right. You guys are chiming in. Sorry if I spoiled it for you. It is Reykjavik. I knew it. This one. If it's geography, I'm really good. Like with the Luxembourg question. Geography, I'm good. History, I'm good. Science, I'm pretty good. Music, obviously. Language, I'm pretty good. Literature, I'm really bad. Pop culture, I'm really bad. All right. All you guys are saying A. It is A. I know that for a fact. 100% sure. Midnight Kitten said A. So did Marbles Ryan. So did... Mr. Junior, L.A. breakdancing. I'm not sure. I would want to see that, but yeah. Miss T says A. So does Hensel Holst, Key, Nichelle Johnson, Sin Singh, Gabby, Undertaker Lover, JJ Zone, Kaimani says A. Michael Executioner says A. Andrew says A. Rocky Rock says A. So does Brian Hicks and Perfect Angel. Yes, it's A. I knew it before the answer popped up. Final answer.
No, it's definitely A.
Are you sure?
Yep, I'm sure.
That's what we were looking for. That's right.
All right.
Okay, well
Oh, we're
done.
getting up
Yet
there.
another right answer for me.
We're getting up there, but this is easy mode. Here we go.
Will you be able to answer this new question as well?
Don't know. I don't know any rappers. Who is the rapper Marshall Bruce Mathers III? And I assume that he means like the real given name. I know a few rappers' real names, like legal names, but I don't know this one. I don't know who Marshall Bruce Mathers III is. It's either Jay-Z, Eminem, ASAP, Rocky, or Drake. Don't know. I'm assuming you guys are going to know. So I'm going to use a lifeline while you guys are chiming in over there. I'm going to ask the fake audience. So let's ask the fake audience.
Okay, audience. This question is worth a good prize. Take a good look at it and vote now.
Ooh, okay. They're sort of divided. And I think they just randomly, like if it's a hard question, they're not going to give you a straight answer. So what did you guys say? You guys said what? You're all saying Eminem. All right. So Rocky says Eminem. Marble says Eminem. Danger Dave says B, which is Eminem. Miss T says B. I don't know. I don't know much about rappers. Michael Executioner, Salty, Perfect Angel, Sid, Midnight Kitten, JJ Zone all say that. Kaimani said no clue, just like me. JJ Zone, Nichelle Johnson said Eminem. Okay. Okay. I didn't even know that. Who said that? It was a skeleton trapped in a man's body. Marshall Mathers, Eminem. I did not know that. So thank you for that. If that's why he's called Eminem. Yeah, Eminem, JJ Zone. All right. Okay, so we got that one. And so the audience would have been narrowly right with 47%. So let's go Eminem.
I'm going
Final
to
answer.
choose B.
You pulled it
We're
off.
doing pretty well with this, but again, this is easy mode.
Yeah. I'm amazing.
I'm amazing. All right, here we go. Next question.
I hope you have recovered from your emotions because here
Average
is your new
temperature,
question.
really, really hot. No, not 95, not 131, maybe 311, maybe 869. It's C or D. It's Venus is so hot, you couldn't hope to survive. And I don't think it might be C. If I had to guess, I would say C. I think D would be excessive even for what we're talking about. 860, no, surely not, right? 1,000 degrees? But it might be, I don't know. It's not A and it's not B, clearly, because it gets almost that hot in Phoenix, Arizona sometimes during the summer. It's not that cool. 311, I think it's C. I think it is C. I don't think it's D. That would be too much. I'm going to say C. Now, before I say it's the final answer, though, I want to see what you guys are saying.
Let's go for C.
Ooh.
Yeah, let's go.
Uh-oh. You guys are saying D. Okay. Midnight Kitten and Hensel Holson, Danger Dave and Sid and Gold, y'all are all saying D. JJ Zone is with me on C. Gabby says D. Nichelle says D. Brian says D. Andrew says D. Isn't Venus the hottest planet? I'm not sure. I thought Mercury was hotter. Maybe you're right, though. JJ says C. Nicholas says D. DDD says C, too. Perfect Angel, you looked it up, says D from the NASA website. So, at this point, to not completely nerf the game and not cheat, I have to either go with my original answer or use a lifeline. And the only lifeline I have left is to change the question entirely. So, what do you guys think? Well, what's her name? Who was it? Perfect Angel said D from the NASA website. If she looked it up on the NASA website, that's what it is. But I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to just nerf the game. So, we have to use the lifeline. To keep it fair, we have to use the lifeline. Let's do it. Sorry. I have to waste the last lifeline here. What was it? Was it D? If it's C, I'm going to be mad.
Let's change the question.
Was it D? Or are they going to tell us the answer? See? You guys were right. I didn't think it was quite that hot, but I guess it is. All right, here we go. Different question.
To make short work of this new
From what city does the band Imagine Dragons come from? Los Angeles, New York, London, Las Vegas. You know, I think I read this somewhere. But I do not remember the answer. I don't remember the answer. I cannot remember the answer. I want to say it's... I don't. And I'm not going to cheat. So I am going to walk away with the money. But I want you guys to chime in. I see that you guys over here in the chat are chiming in. This is going to be it for this game, but I want to walk away with some winnings without cheating. Okay, you guys are all saying D, meaning Las Vegas. I think that is what I read, but I was not quite confident enough to really say that because I didn't want to lose all that money. What level are we at? We're at 250,000 pounds. That's a lot of money. All of you guys are saying D, including Sid Singh, Miss T, Danger Dave, Midnight Kitten, Gold, Andrew the Cheetah, DDD Gaming, Ryan Skalman is saying go me. Nice to see you here. Mythical Phoenix Heart, Marbles Ryan, Nichelle, Mark Dean Jr. III, Nicholas Alexander, yeah, and Adarund Venkataraman. Yes, I'm still wearing my shirt and tie. All right, so I believe it's D now that I see that, but I'm going to have to walk away with the money. I think we did pretty good this round, though. We're going to play again. I want to play at least 1 or 2 more times. I'm enjoying this. Hopefully you are as well. All right. Walk away with my winnings, yes.
The threshold is yours to walk away with.
Are they going to tell us the correct answer? Maybe not. I think it is Las Vegas, though. I think I did read that somewhere. All right, we got it. How many mic neurons do we get? 500? That's pretty good. That's not bad. All right. This time, let's stick with the UK, but let's do normal mode. Let's do normal mode. All right, that was a good game. We're going to play again, and I want to do at least one more US mode before I quit. All right, so we have 790 neurons. I don't think that's enough to buy anything. No, it's not. It's not. But maybe we'll win some more on this round. All right, so this is normal mode, so it's a bit harder. What character should I pick? So I'll let you choose this one. It's we've been going with Heng, who was okay, I guess. We've got Nadia. We've got Jorges, or George. That's got to be Jorges. Julie, Massimo, Lindsay, Ruben, Margaret, or Pablo, or Chun. And then we start over. Massimo, I see a Massimo. I see a Julie. She seems confident. Pablo. And I'll just scroll through them again. I see a Ruben. I see a Massimo. I see a Chun for Chun-Li, right? See another Pablo. Lindsay, Pablo. Okay, it's going to be Pablo. Sorry. Where was he at? He was toward the end. Ruben, Margaret, Pablo. All right. He likes tap dancing. He was very annoying, but let's go with it. Okay, here we go. Normal mode. Normal mode this time. All right, here we go. I'm going to skip the cutscenes so we can get straight to the action. First question. Which of these is a famous Hollywood actor? Clint Westwood, Clint Northwood, Clint Eastwood, or Clint Southwood? That's funny. Clint Eastwood. Yes, Clint Eastwood. Gotta love the good, the bad, and the ugly. I haven't seen that many of his movies, but growing up I did see a lot of Westerns. The Outlaw Josie Wales. There's several of them. But yes, Clint Eastwood. And then if you're a Back to the Future fan, he's brought up quite a bit. All right, Clint Eastwood. Are you guys chiming in? Yep, you're all saying C.
It's C, right?
We'll stroll through these.
C.
You seem to be convinced.
All
That's
right.
an answer I can get behind.
All you guys got it right. Midnight Kitten, Hensel
See?
Holst, Nichelle, Sid,
Experienced
Michael,
contestants
Gabby,
always
Perfect
win the
Angel,
day.
JJ Zone, or Danger
Let's
Dave.
go for this new eliminatory question.
What typically propels a kite? The wind. Diesel fuel? The wind? Water? Or nuclear energy? A nuclear-powered kite. What would that be like? I'm sure you could put that together, but the wind. Yes, and I guess technically you could have a water-propelled kite, but it would be like, you wouldn't call it a kite anymore at that point. So yes, B, just like Mythical Phoenix Heart and Perfect Angel and Sid and Hensel Holst and Michael and Key are all saying JJ Sohn thinks it's water. Yes. Yeah, nuclear-powered kite, maybe in The Simpsons. Yeah, that does seem like something they would do. Okay, Win, final answer.
I'm gonna try B.
Fine. Yes. You
Major
are right.
Mad Bomber, are you sure this is normal mode? Yeah. They're pretty easy, even in normal mode for the first 5.
I go back.
All right, here we go. Next one, number 3.
So let's move on to a whole new question.
By what name is hip-hop star turned actress Dana Elaine Owens better known? I may not know this one. Duchess Donna, Countess Clarissa, Queen Latifah, Princess Lufa. So I'm going to assume it's Queen Latifah just because that's the only one I know of, and they're all royal titles. So it's going to be Queen Latifah, I'm assuming. I don't know her by that other name. I do know who Queen Latifah is. I'm going to assume that's the answer.
C. No
You guys
doubt
are saying
about
that. Brian Hicks, get a lozenge, buddy. It's funny. Brian Hicks, Hensel Holst says C. Danger Dave, Sid, Midnight Kitten, Mythical Phoenix Heart, Key, JJ Zone, Nichelle, JJ Zone again says B. Or you said B. It's C, I'm pretty sure. Queen Latifah. Let's do it. Final answer.
That is the right answer.
All right. So far, so good.
What a relief.
New question coming
Here we
up.
go.
Good luck to you.
Which of these is famous for caverns and stalactites? Stilton Valley, Cesar Philly Canyon, Cheddar Gorge, Rockfort Ravine. I want to say it's C, but I don't know. I don't know any of these. Or maybe it's Stilton Valley. Actually, I'm not sure. So we're going to use a lifeline. I know it's early. We're going to use a lifeline. We're going to phone a friend, which is you guys.
Let's call
I'm
it
going
your
to skip
friend.
all this
Hoping
cutscene. Call the son. Yeah, because he's so old. All right, the son says Cheddar Gorge, which was my first answer. Sid says B. JJ says C. Brian Hicks says C. Nouveau says C. I think it's Cheddar Gorge, and the only reason I say that, it's one of the main ones I've heard of, but I don't know much about it. But this fake person says C. You guys are saying C. Here we go. Cheddar Gorge,
Getting
final
C,
answer.
right? Okay, C.
Final answer? Just
Yep.
own it. You
Still in the
got it.
game. Used a lifeline,
C.
but that's okay.
Experienced contestants always win the day.
Okay, man.
Here's a new question for you.
2007, Nicolas Sarkozy was elected. France, of course. I remember when he was elected. Yeah, that's France. Nicolas Sarkozy. It was somewhat controversial toward the end. I think he had some, I don't know if he had some corruption issues or something. I do remember when he was elected. He was pretty popular at first. All right, yes, it's A. JJ Zone, Mr. Junior, Midnight Kitten, Hensel Holst, Perfect Angel, Key, Gold, all said A. Gabby, you guys chose this guy who is getting over a cold. You mean Pablo. France, Gabby says France, Sid says A, Perfect Angel says A, JJ says A, Andrew the Cheetah says A. I guess maybe it sounds Swiss, I don't know, but it's A. Nicolas Sarkozy was president of France. Final
I'm going
answer.
to pick A.
Final? Now you are
right.
up to the threshold. Well done.
We're past the really easy ones. Larry Jester said France, Ryan said France, and Migdio's back said
Let's
France.
go for
Here's
a
the
whole
next
new
one.
question.
Dave Grohl of the Foo Fighters. I don't know. I'm not going to know this. Previously the drummer in which band? Metallica, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Aerosmith. I don't know. I know music, but I don't know like artists and bands and stuff because it's more pop culture stuff. Okay, I'm going to have to use a lifeline. That's all there is to it. I'm probably going to use the audience because you guys may know this. So I'm going to give you a minute to chime in. And then I'm going to use the lifeline. So you guys are chiming in over there. And let's use the audience
It's now
lifeline.
up to the audience to choose what they
see what
think
they
is
say.
the right answer. Good luck.
Yeah, not definitive. They're saying it's Nirvana. You guys are saying C, almost unanimously, which makes me feel pretty good. Larry Jester says Nirvana. So does Emigdio's Bat, Green Blazer, Larry Jester, Hockey Fans, Gold, Midnight Kitten, Danger Dave, Perfect Angel, Skeleton Trapped in a Man's Body. Yeah, I had to use a lifeline, Larry. Sorry. Nichelle, Hensel Holst, Mythical Phoenix Heart, Nouveau, Hockey Fans, all saying C. Sid says C. Andrew says B. Brian Hicks says C. All right, and the audience in the game said C. So let's go C, final answer.
C. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
All right, we got it.
absolutely.
Congratulations.
One more right answer.
But we're already using
My
some
goodness,
lifelines,
what
so
talent.
I don't think we're going to make it to 250,000 this time. All right, here we go. Next one.
Now let's go to the next question, if you don't mind.
The philosopher Socrates killed himself using which poison? Quinine, strychnine, cyanide, hemlock. I want to say it was hemlock. These are all poisons, but I think it was hemlock. I think I've heard that somewhere, but also it makes sense because hemlock is a natural, like, weed. It's like a natural growing plant. You just pick it and you chew it up or whatever. Quinine, strychnine, and cyanide sound more chemical based, like you have to create them in a lab. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be hemlock. That's what I'm going to go with. What are you guys saying?
It's D.
You guys are saying mostly
I'm choosing
D.
D.
Mr. Junior D. Emigdio's back. JJ says C. Random number guy says D. So does Hensel Holst, Emigdio, Skeleton, Perfect Angel. Because that's a natural plant. And Socrates lived in the ancient world. He couldn't make strychnine. So it's going to be D. I'm thinking almost everybody's saying D except for JJ and Sid. We've got Gold with D, Nichelle D, Andrew D, Mythical Phoenix Heart D, Brian Hicks D, Larry Jester. Let's go with D, final answer.
You seem to be convinced. That's the one.
Oh, what a relief.
All right, next
You
question.
ready to face the traps of this next question? Good luck to you.
I don't know this one. 2001 hit single for Shaggy was titled It Wasn't What. So if it's about music as it concerns like bands or artists or pop culture, I'm not going to know it. A hit single called Me, Him, Her. Is it her? It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Is it like that? It wasn't him. It wasn't us. It wasn't her. It wasn't me, right? I do remember a song named that. It wasn't him. I've never heard that before. It wasn't her. It wasn't us. I've never heard those before. It wasn't me. I've definitely heard that. And I think it was around 2001. I heard that song everywhere. I think it wasn't me. I think that's it. And I think I can get away with not using a lifeline. So I'm going to say that that's my answer.
Say A.
Yes, I'm going to say A. But let me see what you guys are saying. Okay, makes me feel better. You guys are saying A. Because I didn't know it from the artist. But when I read through the name of the single, I'm like, it wasn't me. Because he says it wasn't me like 100 times in the song. So you guys are all saying A. I'm going to go ahead and guess A, final answer.
So that is correct.
It wasn't me. Over and over and over
One
again.
more right answer. My goodness, what talent.
Okay. You really think Pablo would know that one? All right, here we go. Next one.
And here's a new question that I hope won't worry you.
Complete the title of the Noel Coward play: Private Dancer, Private Lives, Private Investigator, Private Parts.
Okay. I
don't
spent
know.
this many years educating myself to not know the answer to this question.
I don't know this one. I'm not good with plays. I'm not going to do 50-50 because I haven't ruled out any of them. I'm going to change the question. That's what I'm going to do. That's my decision. However, let me see what you guys said. Let's see. Mr. Junior says Pablo is channeling my spirit. No, please. No, don't say that. Okay. So Undertaker thinks it's C. Ced says B. Midnight Kitten says it's A. Green Blazer says D. That's all four of them. So maybe it's good that I'm changing the question. So let's go to change the question.
You choose to play wisely when using your
So what was the
question.
answer?
Good luck to you.
Private lives. Private lives. Okay, that was the right answer. All right, new question. Same level, new question.
Concentrate. Here's a new question for
The
you.
ginkgo is also known by which name? Maiden arm tree, maiden eye tree, maiden hair tree, maiden back tree. I'm not sure. I know ginkgo from ginkgo biloba, the supplement that they sell in stores. If I were to guess, I would probably guess maiden eye because I think maybe that's another name for it. I've heard that somewhere, maybe, unless I'm just making that up. Maiden arm, I've never heard of. Maiden hair, I've never heard of. Maiden back, I've never heard of. Maiden eye, it almost sounds like it would be the name of a flower or something, but I don't know that for sure. I'm sort of just guessing. So lifeline-wise, I have the 50-50, and that's it. That's all I have, and I'm only at 8,000 pounds. I think I might guess. Maiden eye. That's what I'm going to do.
I would
Let
say
me see
B.
what you guys are
I
saying.
have no doubt.
You guys are all saying C, maiden hair. Okay. Michael Executioner, if you're still here, we'll see you later, buddy. All right. And it's kind of hard for me to tell in the chat where this question begins. JJ Zone is saying C, Hensel Hole C, Skeleton C, Random Number C, Said C, Maiden Hair. So I'm guessing it's probably C. Andrew the Cheetah is saying B, but everybody else is saying C. Which means if I'm not going to cheat, I have to do the 50-50. I'm going to use the 50-50. I don't really want to, but I feel like I have to if I'm going to say that I didn't cheat. Let's do it.
Okay, we will take 2 incorrect answers away.
What if you guys are wrong? Okay. So it took away, I thought it was maiden eye, but I would have been wrong. Maiden arm and maiden hair. Between the two of them, I would have said maiden hair, and that's what you guys are saying. So let's do maiden hair. Glove Clan OG is saying it's C. Perfect Angel says maiden hair is jumping out. Let's do
It's
this.
C, right?
But now I have no lifelines.
C.
Final
No
answer?
lifelines left.
You sure?
Oh, yes?
That's
All
what
right.
we were looking
No
for.
more lifelines, so I'm not going to cheat.
See?
kinda nervous.
Experienced contestants always win the day.
Nah. All right, here we go.
Now that you've released the pressure, here's a new question.
Indonesia declared independence from which country in 1945? Portugal, France, Netherlands, Spain.
Well, now.
I'm not sure. I think it's either Spain or Portugal. Indonesia. Independence from Portugal. Independence from Spain. It might be Spain, but I'm not sure. Because I know they had like the Philippines for a long time. I guess it would sort of make sense. Or is it Portugal? Indonesia. It might be Portugal. I've seen, I actually watched it the other day, the really well-known video, History of the Entire World, I guess. I tend to watch the clean version because it has profanity in it. There is a clean version out there. But I think they said something about this. And I want to say that Portugal, it was mentioned in there about Indonesia, and Portugal owns that at a certain point in the video because they were all into the spice trade and opium and all that stuff. Or maybe not opium, but spices. I think it's Portugal. So that's what I'm going to say. Portugal.
Let's go with A.
What are you guys saying? A. I'm not sure you guys are sure. Netherlands. C. You guys are saying Netherlands. Somebody said Spain. My answer is Portugal. Let's see.
Is that your final answer?
Nope, it was C.
Can't
You guys
always
were
win.
right.
That's
okay.
answer. Sorry.
That's okay. I guess I was
Oh,
wrong.
well. Great. What a failure. I'm not proud of myself.
This guy's ridiculous. All right.
Congratulations.
So what did we get? We got 1,000 pounds. That's it. Oh, man. Okay. All right. So we didn't get hardly anything. So I want to go back. I want to try the U.S. version again and see how we do. So I'm going to exit the entire game. I'm going to go back. I think I'm only going to play one more round. I'm starting to get tired. But I'm going to play the U.S. version again on easy and see how we do. Because we've done the UK version on easy, but we haven't done the US version. So I'm going to start it up again, and this time pick the US version. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Let me know in the chat if you're enjoying this or not. I'll try to do this or maybe a different game next time. We've done Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader on the channel too, but it was almost too easy. Okay, United States version. Here we go. We're going to play solo mode. We're going to do easy. All right. Character. Pick my character. So we've got the same ones. It's Pablo, Chun, Hang, Nadia, Georgia. That might be French or something. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Julie, Massimo, Lindsay, Ruben, Margaret, and then Pablo again. All right, who are you guys saying? I see a Margaret, I see a Chun, I see a Heng, I see a Chun, Massimo or Julie. Yeah, Glove Clan. He says, I'm a failure. And the host is just like, congratulations, in a generic kind of way. I see a Margaret. So we got two Margareths and two Chuns. Somebody want to be the Tybra and Nadia. I see another Chun. It's going to be Chun. Here we go. Let's see how annoying she is. Here we go. Kaimani said Chun. Irritated Asian said Chun. JJ's Zone said Chun. All right. Here we go. US version on easy mode. We'll see if we can do it. All right. Here we go. All right, I'm going to skip this part. Here we go. What kind of music did Mozart write? Did he write rap? Mozart the rapper? Mozart the hip-hop artist? Mozart the rock opera a composer? That would be pretty cool. But no, it's classical. You guys are saying A, Brian Hicks, Hensel Holst, Midnight Kitten, Nichelle Johnson, JJ Zone, Mythical Phoenix Heart. Yes. Great at writing rap and ska. That would be pretty cool. I would love to see maybe an AI version of that. Could probably do it. Classical, final answer.
And it will be A.
I know you are waiting for me to answer.
She's not so bad, I guess.
So let's go. That is
What is
the right
what is
answer.
Chun gonna say?
We're now close to the threshold that I wanted to reach.
Okay,
New question coming
here we
up.
go.
Good luck to you.
Peter Pan's enemy is Captain Hook. It's not Mickey. It's not Tinkerbell. It's not Wendy. It's Captain Hook. Yeah, Captain Hook. Peter Pan versus Mickey. That would just be wrong. Same thing with Tinkerbell and Wendy. That'd be pretty dark. Peter Pan. Captain Hook for sure.
D for me, please.
All right. So, yeah, Mr. Junior, Eine kleine rock music. You guys are all saying D. Midnight Kitten, Nichelle, Hensel, Kaimani, Sid, Perfect Angel, JJ Zone, Key, Mythical Phoenix Heart, Brian Hicks, Gold. Yes, Captain Hook, final answer.
And you make it look easy. You got it.
Yep. Here we go.
We were within a hair's breadth of a formality there.
She's not so bad. Chun's not so
This new
bad.
question shouldn't give you a hard time. In
Not a
theory.
Marvel movie. Iron Man is. Ant-Man is. Avengers definitely is. Batman is DC. There you go. That's one little area of... I'm not a huge Marvel fan, but I do know that much. I do know that Batman is DC. So it's D. D for DC. Hidden message there. Andrew the Cheetah says D. So does Brian Hicks, Nichelle Johnson, Midnight Kitten, Hensel Holst, Sid Singh. Yeah, Chun is pleasant. I agree. Mr. Junior, JJ Zone, Key, Perfect Angel, Mythical Phoenix Heart always says, all say D, as well as Glove Clan. All right, D, Batman.
And it will be D
Final
for me.
answer.
No more doubts.
Okay.
That is the right answer.
So far, so good.
We're now close to the threshold that I wanted to reach.
But she doesn't say the word now.
Good luck to you for this new question.
Here we go. Who's the protagonist? Peter Parker? Or no, Miles Morales, right? Yeah, it's Miles Morales. I have seen this movie. Peter Parker is like the original Spider-Man, but it's Miles Morales, I think, right? Bruce Wayne is Batman. Buzz Lightyear is Buzz Lightyear. Cool tag, I have no idea what that is. Miles Morales, I'm assuming,
A.
right? A. You guys are all
Obviously.
saying A. Irritated Asian, Mr. Junior, bad subtitles, yeah. Sid Singh, Hensel Holst, all saying A. Nichelle Johnson, Midnight Kitten, Key, JJ Zone, Perfect Angel, Mythical Phoenix Heart, Brian Hicks, all saying A. Final answer.
Final answer? Got it right. Well done.
Yep. Miles Morales.
We were within a hair's breadth of a formality there.
Okay.
This new question shouldn't give you a
Whom
hard
does
time.
Alice follow?
In
The
theory.
rabbit. The rabbit. A cat, a rabbit, a Mad Hatter, a mouse. Yeah, it's not the Mad Hatter. It's not the Cheshire Cat. These are all other characters. It's a rabbit, right? I think that's correct. Who says, I'm late for a very important date, whatever he says. Isn't it B?
Okay,
Yeah, you guys are
we're
all
going
saying
to
B.
Pick B.
Mm-hmm. Midnight Kitten, Hensel Holst saying B, JJ Zone, Brian Hicks, Key, Perfect Angel, Mythical Phoenix Heart, Nichelle Johnson, Sid, Rocky Rocks. Yep, it's going to be B, a rabbit following down the rabbit hole. Also reminds me of The Matrix in a weird way. When Morpheus was telling Neo about The Matrix, he used this little illusion here. Yes, and then there is a Cheshire Cat, there is a Mad Hatter, but it's talking about the
I know
rabbit.
you were
Final
waiting for me to
answer.
ask. This money is safe now, thanks to the threshold.
We're through the easy part.
It's time to move
Yep,
on
down
to
the
a
rabbit
new
hole.
question.
All right. What is the name of Paul Walker's character in Fast and Furious? You know. Okay.
But
All
what am I
right.
getting myself into with this question?
I saw the first one. I know there's like 8, 9, 10 of them. I saw the first Fast and Furious movie. I did not see any of the other ones. What's the name of Paul Walker's character? And Paul Walker is like the main character, right? That's correct, I think. Dominic Toretto, Brian O'Connor, Dominic O'Connor, Vin Diesel, who's the actor that played the other guy. I've seen the movie. I know who Paul Walker is. I don't remember the name of the character because I saw it once when it first came out, and I didn't see it again, and I didn't see any of the other ones. I almost want to say Brian O'Connor, but I think it might be Dominic O'Connor. I don't know. If I were to guess, I would say Dominic O'Connor, purely because there's Dominic in 2 answers and there's O'Connor in 2 answers. But let's use a lifeline. I don't want to, but let's use a lifeline. Let's do the audience.
You decided to appeal to the audience, who will vote now to help you.
So, yeah, Brian O'Connor. You guys are mostly saying B. B. By Pilot. Yes, I am drinking. To be clear, it is a energy drink. NOS energy drink. That's all it is. Thank you very much. Midnight Kitten. No idea. Green Blazer. Hinsel Holst. Sid Singh. Gold. Mythical Phoenix Heart. All saying B. Rocky Rocks B. JJ B. Andrew Perfect Angel B. Key B. Nichelle Johnson B. Yep. All right, Brian O'Connor. Let's go, Brian O'Connor.
B is
Final
the most
answer.
plausible one.
Final. Of course.
All right. Use the lifeline, but we're still in it.
Fair with right answers.
Okay. Here we go. Next one.
Concentrate. Here's a new question for you.
What's the largest subtropical desert on Earth? Colorado, Sahara, Patagonian, desert, moon.
Oh, well then. I'm clearly not exactly delighted to get this question.
I believe it's the Sahara. I got a trivia question not long ago that said, what's the biggest desert on Earth? And the answer was actually Antarctica, because technically it qualifies as a desert not because it's hot, but because it's dry. It doesn't have precipitation the way that other places get. However, this is subtropical desert, which I'm thinking it's the Sahara. In fact, that's what I'm going to choose. I'm not looking at the chat.
A choice is to be
Now I'm going to
made.
look at the
In
chat
this
and see what
case,
you guys are
I'm
saying. You're all saying B.
B.
You got Nichelle, JJ Zone, Midnight Kitten, Hinselhost, Sid, Fandom the Wise, Green Blazer, Gold, Kaimani, all saying B. Perfect Angel, Brian Hicks, all saying B. Ice Cream Movies, nice to see you here. Thank you for being, I think you're a new channel member, so thank you for your membership. I think it's Sahara. I used to say Sahara, but I think Sahara is the way I hear it pronounced. All right, let's do it. Final answer.
You really
Yep.
know your answer.
We're now close to the threshold that I wanted to reach.
I
Next
hope you
question.
have recovered from your emotions, because here is your new
There
question.
are no emotions in this dialogue. In horseback riding, the rider's headgear is a helmet, a bonnet, a cap, a bomb. Okay, I think it's B or C. A bonnet. A riding bonnet. A riding cap. I'm trying to picture it and picture what the riders. It looks sort of like a cap. Riding cap. A riding bonnet. It's got to be B or C, right? It's not A, it's not D. A bonnet. I'm just trying to picture people talking about it, like the rider's headgear. He's going out riding. He's brought his bonnet to go riding. He's brought his cap to go riding. Cap. What they wear looks more like a cap, right? Like we think of caps today. A bonnet, a riding bonnet, a riding cap. Riding bonnet. But bonnet, it seems like I have heard that. A bonnet to go riding. A cap to go riding. I think it's a cap. So I'm going to say cap. That is my answer.
It's C, no
but
doubt.
before I make it my final answer, I'm going to look at the chat. What are you guys saying? Patagonia is Argentina. I'm looking up at the chat. Yes, Sahara. Victim of fate. Emotional damage. That's just great. JJ Zone says A. Nichelle says B. Key says B. Midnight Kitten says C. Perfect Angel says A. Sid says A. Nichelle says C. Mythical Phoenix says C. I'm thinking it's C. Victim of Fate says that's Cap. Nice little pun. I was thinking it was B or C. Yes, Mr. Junior. Emotional damage. Yeah. Steve, what's his name? Stephen Huh. It's a pretty good little channel. All right, I think it's Cap. And I'm being truthful that I really think the true answer is Cap. It's not Cap, but it is Cap. All right, final answer. Let's do it.
That is not the answer.
What?
Well,
a bomb?
that clearly wasn't brilliant.
Yeah, it wasn't, was it?
Well, at least
Who
you
said
didn't
D?
lose
Someone said D
But
in
anyway,
the chat.
thank you ever so much for coming.
Oh, man. Who said D? Someone did, right? No, I don't think anyone did. Yeah. All right, so we didn't get anything. Let's play again. I want to try it again. We can't do that badly on easy mode. All right. So, let me get the next one started here. We'll go easy again since we didn't do so well. Chun, we can be Chun again. I liked her okay. All right, so nobody got it right. Literally no one got that one right. A bomb. A writing bomb? I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. All right, so we'll be Chun again. We're going to start over. We'll breeze through these first ones. I'm going to skip the cutscenes. I'll skip all the cutscenes. Here we go. Which of these dangers is not a natural phenomenon? Avalanche is natural. Tornado is natural. Earthquake is natural. Wars are not natural. Imagine if they were. That, I would live in fear every day. If you're just walking down the street and suddenly a war happens and you get shot by like a tree or something, that would be crazy. Or you're just standing there and you hear bombs being dropped, but they're coming out of the clouds. And it just happens. You have to get a forecast for wars. That would be really scary. But yes, A, B, and C are all natural phenomenon, and D, a war is not. Everybody got it. Let's keep going.
And it will be D
Yeah,
for
Mr.
me.
Junior.
No more doubts.
Lord of the Rings
I know
kind of
you were
stuff.
waiting for me to ask you. Yes,
All right.
you are right.
Congratulations on that one.
Fair's fair with right answers.
All right, Chun, nice.
This new question shouldn't give you a hard time.
What do you need
in
to
theory.
count? You count sheep, right? Ewes, goats, sheep, hens. Yes, counting sheep.
Oh, well then. I'm clearly not exactly delighted to get this question.
I don't know where this came from. I used to see this a lot in like old cartoons, like Warner Brothers or Disney cartoons. I would see people counting sheep. So I think this is sort of an antiquated notion. I never hear people talk about this today, counting sheep. I don't know where that came from. All you guys are saying C, Kaimani, Brian, Sid, Skeleton, Midnight, Gold, Nichelle, Victim, Key, Perfect Angel, JJ's, Mythical, Hensel, Andrew, Victim of Fate. Well, he's just saying money like Mr. Krabs. All right, counting money to go to sleep like Mr. Krabs. Good one. Sheep,
Okay,
final answer.
C. I think it's the right one.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Well done. You got it.
Prepared well, done well, and it paid off.
I don't know about that, Sean.
Let's go for this new eliminatory question.
Daft Punk. It's 5, I think. Pretty sure it's 5. Yeah. Because you've got the...
What am I getting myself into with this question?
Pretty sure it's 5. Right? There's like the 4 singers and there's the... I think it's 5. I'm going to say it's 5.
D for me, please.
What are you guys saying? JJ says A, Hensel says D, Kaimani says D, Mythical says A, Skeleton not anymore, Sid says A. I think it's D. Let's see.
You know what my next... I noticed your hesitation.
Seriously?
Listen to that voice.
Well, no one
That's
said
the wrong
B.
answer.
Or A. No, it was A. Mythical
What a shame.
Mythical Phoenix
I'm
Heart was
really
right.
disappointed with my performance.
Okay, Chun.
Unfortunately,
JJ's got it
it's
right.
all over.
Mythical got it
How
right.
sad.
Sid got it right. Perfect Angel got it right. Okay. We're not quitting on that note. All right. Did we even get anything? We didn't get anything. All right. Let's start over again. We can't end on that note. We have to end on a good note. All right. Really quickly. Solo. Easy mode. Chun. Let's do it again. All right. It's okay. We'll start over. We'll do better this time. We did better with the UK version, I think. Here we go. I'll skip all this. All right, here we go. First
I
question.
think we all agree that we can move on to this new question.
Person who makes paintings is a painter. We got this one, didn't we? Yeah, we got this exact question already. So being that we've already gotten the question already in a previous game, I'm going to say painter, final answer.
Okay, we're going to pick B.
All right,
Yes.
let's
you
move
are
forward.
right.
Yep, it's B.
We're now close to the threshold that I wanted to reach.
Okay, John.
Trust yourself and your acquaintances for this new question.
Which of these animals is a mother of kids? The goats, right? I think it's goats. Billy goat. No. A horse. No, those are fawn. Yeah, it's a goat, right? What do you guys think? A? It's A, right? Michelle says A. So does Perfect Angel. So does Midnight Kitten, Skeleton, Sid, Key, Kaimani, Gold, Hints of Holtz, Mythical Phoenix Heart, Brian Hicks. Yep, those are kids, baby goats.
I have to make a decision, and it will be A.
Okay.
So that
Andrew
is
the cheetah
right
as well.
We were within a hair's
We've
breadth
been on
of a
here longer than
formality
2
there.
hours. No wonder I'm starting to get tired.
It's time to move on to a new question.
Which of these is not an artistic activity? Painting definitely is. Sculpture definitely is. Circus, maybe. Sleeping, no. Sleeping is not an artistic activity. Circus, it does involve like some acrobatics and stuff like that. You could say it's artistic. A and B definitely are. I would say sleeping,
And I'm going
not
to
an artistic
say
activity.
D.
Because you're not even awake. There's no creativity there. You're just sleeping. Yep, you guys are saying D. Brian Hicks, unavailable. Hensel, Kaimani, Midnight Kitten, Sid, Key, Perfect Angel, Gold, Mythical Phoenix Heart. Yes. Clowning around. Yes. All right. Sleeping. Final answer.
I know you really know your answers.
Fair's fair with right answers.
I don't know what that means.
So let's move on to a whole new question.
Which barbarian tribe from Central Asia invaded the Roman province of Gaul but was eventually pushed back? The Huns? The Huns, that's what it is. The Hans? The others? Sounds like some extraterrestrials. Yeah, there were a lot of tribes that attacked them, but Huns. The Huns is what they're talking about. If you remember the movie Mulan, that's also who they were fighting against. The Hunnic tribes with can't call his name. The Hunnic leader, Attila the Hun. It's B.
B is the most
You guys are
plausible
saying
one.
that as well. All right, let's do it. Final answer.
You seem to be convinced. That's an answer I can get behind.
All right.
We were within a hair's breadth of a formality
I don't know what
there.
that's supposed to mean.
This new question shouldn't give you
Here we
a
go.
hard time.
Who built the
In
Chrysler
theory.
building? Walter Chrysler, John Chrysler, Robert Chrysler, Dean Chrysler.
But what am I getting myself into with this question?
Yeah, I don't know. Walter Chrysler, I've never heard of Walter Chrysler. John Chrysler, Robert Chrysler. Robert Chrysler somehow sounds right, or maybe John, but I don't know. I really don't know. I'm going to go with the lifeline on this one, unfortunately. I'm going to use the audience.
Okay, audience. This question is worth a good prize.
It's either B or
Take a
C,
good
I
look
think.
at it and vote now.
A. Huh. Shows what I know. Yeah. So you guys are mostly saying C, but the 64% of the audience said A. That's a big margin. And see, you got to understand how the game is doing. The game, there's no audience, obviously. The easier the question is, the more overwhelming the audience vote is going to be, no matter what the subject of the question really is. So it's probably A. And JJ said C. Sid said C. Say that 3 times fast. Sid said C. Hensel said C. So did Andrew. Midnight said D. Nichelle said A or C. I'm going to say it's A because of the audience, and because we're pretty early on, so the audience is probably going to be right.
Okay.
Here we go.
We're going to say A.
You know, well, you
Yep.
just got to that important
I'd be pretty mad if
question.
they weren't right. Here we go. Next segment
Our team
here.
of editors offers you a new question.
WWE, wrestling, pro wrestling. Okay. And it says wrestling. I mean, it's not the kind of wrestling that people tend to take more seriously. It's pro wrestling, which is just for entertainment. But yes, the world wrestling entertainment, I think is what it is, or something like that. Yes, it's C. You guys are all saying C. Midnight Kitten, Hensel Holst, Perfect Angel, Nichelle, JJ, Key, Brian, Sid, and his name is John Cena. Ba-ba-da-ba. Hensel said Josh Cena. Almost. C for cinema. I know this answered C. C. Yep. All right. It's wrestling.
I'm
Final
going to choose
answer.
C.
And now to the most important question
C for
of all.
Cena.
Is this your final
Yes.
answer?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, you are right.
World Wrestling Entertainment.
Fair's
Yeah, formerly
fair
the
with right
WWF.
answers.
Here we go. Next question. $2,000.
You will be asked a new question now.
Where does K-pop come from? South Korea, of course. South Korea. K-pop. Yep. It's not from China. Now,
Well, no.
each one of these countries definitely has its own like pop scene. In Japan, they have J-pop, I believe, is what they call it. But no, we're talking about K-pop, and also K-dramas and everything else. So yes, Irritated Asian Kentucky, not quite. Midnight Kitten Korea. Brian Hicks says C. So does Hensel Holst. Midnight Kitten. Sid, Nichelle, JJ, Key, Rocky Rocks, Harrison Smith, Perfect Angel, Andrew the Cheetah, Mr. Junior. Yeah, J-pop. It's a whole nother deal. Okay, let's do it. South
It's
Korea,
C,
final
no doubt.
answer.
Are you?
We're doing better this time.
Well done.
If they'll
We
just
were
ask
within
me
a
all
hair's
music
breadth of
questions,
a
I'll be
formality
fine.
There.
Within a hair's breadth of formality. Okay? Here we
The
go.
game is off to a good start, but you
Which
shouldn't
Disney
stop
character's
there.
child does not
Here is a
appear in
new
the first
question.
Descendants movie, which I've never seen? Maleficent's daughter, Cruella de Vil's son, Cinderella's daughter, Jafar's son. Now, this sounds super interesting. I didn't even know this existed. I told you I'm really bad with pop culture. So I have no idea. This sounds really cool. I may go look it up now after the stream sometime, but I don't know. I have no clue. 50-50 is not going to help me because I can't rule any of them out. But I'm assuming you guys are going to know this, so I'm going to do phone a friend. So let's phone a friend.
Let's call your friend, hoping to get the right
Let's
answer
do- who
to
does
this
Chun
embarrassing
have?
question.
Chun has brother, father, grandmother, brother. And I wonder if there's any, or any of these more or less likely to get the question right. So if I'm talking about a Disney movie, I'm going to want a young person. So let's do John the brother. All right, what does John say? John says Cinderella's daughter. What do you guys say? So, okay, looks like C again. Mythical Phoenix Heart says C, as well as Hensel Holst, Irritated Asian, Sid, Nichelle, Victim of Fate says pass. JJ Zone, Victim hard pass. Mr. Junior, yeah, Demon Hunters. We were talking about that last time with the whole K-pop thing. A live action show. Andrew the Cheetah says C. Okay, well, I guess we're going with C, Cinderella's daughter. So that means Maleficent's daughter is in it, as well as Cruella de Vil's son and Jafar's son. Sounds pretty interesting. Let's go C, Cinderella's daughter.
C.
Final answer.
I think it's the right one.
You figured it out perfectly.
All right.
Nice answer.
Here we go.
Prepared well.
Next question.
Done well, and it paid off.
Little ego there, Chun.
Will you be able to answer this
All right, here we go.
question as well?
What's another name for a finnick? Prairie dog. No, it's a fox, right? Is it a fox? A desert fox. Yeah, I think it's fox.
C seems most plausible to me, but A. Oh, I'm not sure.
I'm guessing that's a random line she said because I'm pretty sure it is C. I don't know how I know that. I don't know if it's like... It's not the Latin name because it's like Vulpes or something, like the Pokemon Vulpix. But I'm pretty sure it's finnick. I saw that somewhere associated with foxes. A finnick fox or a finnick something. I think it's C. So I'm going to say C, but I'm not going to say it's my final
going to
answer until I
choose
look at the
C.
chat. You guys are all saying C. Yep, Mr. Junior, or wait, that was the last question. C. Key is saying C. Brian Hicks, Hensel Holtz, Perfect Angel, Gold, Mythical Phoenix Heart, a bunch of you guys. Yeah, I remember a different question, Mr. Junior, about Vulpix or Vulpus. It's like part of the Latin name for foxes, but in this case it's finnick. Somewhere or another I've seen the word finnick be associated with foxes. So let's go finnick or desert fox. Final answer.
Just own it.
We got it?
Got it.
Next question.
And here's a new question that I hope won't worry you.
What was 13 Reasons Why before it became a Netflix series? I don't know. Don't know. A film, a book, a comic book, or a song?
Oh,
13 Reasons Why. If I were to guess, I would guess a book. But I don't know. As far as lifelines, we have 50-50 and we have different question. I think I'm going to have to go with a different question. We're doing okay. We're at the $16,000 mark, but we burned up a couple of lifelines. But I don't want to start over again, so I'm going to pick a different question. You guys are all saying B, it's a book. I'm sort of sure it's a B, but I'm going to do a different question here.
By using the
Were you guys
switch,
right?
you decide to be wise.
Was it a book? It was a book. So you guys would have gotten it right for the most part. Irritated Asian, Michelle Johnson, JJ's, Keys, Undertaker
Concentrate.
Today,
Here's a new
Midnight
question
Kitten
for
B,
you.
Phoenix. Let's look at this one. As of 2020, which country is not part of the European Union? Denmark, Estonia, Hungary, Turkey. Okay. I know Estonia is, and it's funny because of the whole Russia-Ukraine war. This is more in the news. Denmark, I believe, is. Estonia, I'm pretty sure, is, because I looked that up because they're so close to Ukraine. Hungary at one time was not, but I think... Actually, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Hungary. Turkey, European Union, Turkey. Maybe Turkey is in the EU. Maybe it's Hungary. I do remember a while back. I've been to Hungary. Now, this was 2004. And they weren't in the European Union. And they had the forint was the currency. You had to have forint as they pronounced it everywhere you went. It's either C or D. What lifelines do we have? All right, let's do it. We're going to have to do it. We're going to have to use the 50-50 because we got to get to 32,000 because even if we miss the next question after that, we still get 32,000. So let's use the 50-50.
Okay, let's take away 2 incorrect answers.
Okay, so it's Turkey. It's got to be Turkey, right?
D for me, please.
You guys are mostly saying D, although you kind of jump around a little bit on this one. I see Perfect Angel B, J Medley D, JJ's B, Hensel Holt. What was D? B? B was I can't even remember. Estonia. I believe it is because I looked it up the other day because Estonia is relatively close to the Ukraine, where all the fighting is going on. Night Beat says A, Irritated Asian C, J Medley A, Midnight Kitten C, Mr. Junior D. I thought it was either C or D. So I'm guessing that Hungary did join the European Union. When I went there, they were not a part of the European Union. So, yeah, Irritated Asian, that's probably what we got thrown off by. Turkey is part of NATO, not the EU, which is different. Okay, so let's do Turkey. Final answer. We got it. We got it.
Now
All
let's
right, here
go
we
to
go.
the next question, if you don't mind.
Which Olympic Games were not made into a Mario and Sonic video game? Okay. Okay. This is weird because it says which Olympic Games were not made into a Mario and Sonic video game, meaning the other 3 were. London, Rio. I remember something about Rio, Sochi, not Pyongyang, but Pyeongchang, which I believe is South Korea, right? Rio is Brazil, right? Rio de Janeiro. Sochi. Where was Sochi? Was that China? No. Japan. I'm embarrassed. I don't know where that is right off the top of my head. No, that was that Russia? I'm not sure. So, which Olympic Games were not made into a Mario Sonic game? I have no lifelines. So, I'm going to just have to guess. Mario and Sonic video game. If I were to guess, I would guess Sochi. I want to say that that's in Russia, but I'm not sure. And I'm thinking of just the countries that these places are in. A, C, and D, I would think would be way friendlier to the idea, because in order to make a video game like that, they would have to have the cooperation of the place where they had the Olympics or the Olympic Committee or whatever. I'm thinking it's B. That's probably going to be my answer. That would be my guess.
A choice has to be made.
So,
in this case,
you guys
I'm
are saying D.
B.
That it was D that was not made into a game. So I guess I'm going to be wrong. That would be my guess. My guess would be Sochi. It took me a minute to come up with it being in Russia, but I believe that's the case. That they would be the less, they wouldn't be as friendly to that idea as some of these other countries. So I'm going to say B. You guys might be right that it's D, but I'm going to say B. Final answer. Nope, you guys were right.
But it's the game. This is not
You
the
guys
right
were right.
answer.
I really could have done better. That's too bad.
All right, you guys were correct.
You are leaving with your guaranteed cash prize.
All right, 32,000, right? All right, I think what I want to do, we have not tried the US version on normal mode yet. So I'm going to do that and then we'll wrap it up. Okay? So if you have to go, I understand, but if you want to stick around, we'll play one more game and then we'll call it quits. All right, we're going to go solo. Do we have enough money to buy Let's see. I wonder if we have enough money to buy anything yet. Is it going to allow us? We do, I think. Yeah, we can buy world food. So let's buy that one just to make it a little bit different. We'll buy that category. Yes, I'm sure. So we've got the world food category that'll be used also. Okay, let's keep going. What's funny is they had superheroes as a category, and seems like we got a few of those. All right, next. This is normal mode. Let's go Chun one more time. And let's keep on going. All right, y'all ready? Got 58 people playing. All right. So I say that. We've really got probably 20 people that are answering, 58 people watching. So if you didn't play on the other versions of the other iterations, you can play on this one if you want. You got one more chance.
Here's a new question for you.
Here we go. Which of these foods traditionally partners chips? Fruit salad? Fish? Oh, yeah, fish and chips. See, when they said chips, I was thinking like dipping into a sauce or something, but it's fish and chips.
Okay, we're going to pick B.
Yep, we're going to pick B. If you are from the UK, a few of you probably are. You know that. All right. So you all are all saying B. Hey, Hank, nice to see you. Glad you're here. Yep, you guys are all saying B. Sock Pro, thank you for playing. All of you guys are saying B. That's the answer. Fish and chips.
That is correct.
Fish and chips, which I enjoy, by the way.
Now close to the threshold that I wanted to reach.
Okay, we'll pick a different character if we
Your
do this
new
again
question
next
is
time.
ready. Good
Which
luck.
family pet is most likely to be kept in a hutch? A pony, a rabbit, I think it's a rabbit, parrot, a terrapin, which is like a turtle, a rabbit hutch, right? Like I know that phrase, rabbit hutch. It's rabbit, right?
B is the most plausible
What
one.
are you guys saying? Skeleton says B. Hensel says B. I think it's rabbit hutch. A perfect angel. Midnight kitten. JJ Zone. JJ Zone says A. Mythical says B. Brian Hicks says B. Sid says B. I think JJ Zone. Do you just? I don't know. I don't know if he's just saying a different answer to be different. Nightbeat Studios says D. Most of you all are saying B. Rabbit.
Is that your
Final
final?
answer.
You make it
Rabbit
look
hutch.
easy. You got it.
Fair's fair with right answers.
Okay.
This new question shouldn't give you a
Which
hard
of these
time,
U.S. states
in
has no
theory.
Pacific coast? California does. Hawaii does. Oregon does. Nevada does not. So it's going to be Nevada. Yep. Oh, not Hawaii.
And
Nevada.
I'm going to say D.
D. Yep. Nightbeat is correct. Midnight. Hensel Holst. Hank the Tank. Nichelle Johnson. Gold. Yep, it's Landlocked. Mr. Jr. JJ Zone. Rocky Rocks. Perfect Angel. Brian Hicks. Key. Harrison Smith. Yep. Final answer.
And what will be? That is the right answer.
All right, next question.
Let's go for a whole new question.
Which is a hook-shaped peninsula in Massachusetts? I don't know what it's called. Cape Haddock, Cape Herring, Cape Cod, Cape Catfish. Oh, I see what they did there. Yeah. I didn't get it until it was too late. So it's Cape Cod, I'm guessing, because all the other ones are other types of fish. It's going to be Cape Cod, just like we all have heard of, and the other one are all other fish names. It's a little embarrassing.
I'm going
but
to choose
it's C. Final
I know you
answer.
are waiting for. Well done. You got it.
We're now close to the threshold that I wanted to reach.
All about that threshold,
Here's
isn't
a
it?
new question for you.
Here we go. Which city is known as the Big Easy? New York, New Orleans, Las Vegas, Los Angeles.
But what am I getting myself into with this question?
You know, I've heard this plenty of times, I'm sure. I can't think of it off the top of my head. This is sort of embarrassing. The Big Easy, is it New York? I'm not going to cheat. I'm tempted to look over and cheat, but I'm not going to. Let's do it. I'd rather do this
Okay,
than get it
guys,
wrong.
This is an important
Audience,
question. If you would pick up those keypads
a big
and
easy.
enter your votes now.
I don't know it off the top of my head. New Orleans. Is it New Orleans? That's what the audience says. You guys are sort of mixed on this one. I don't feel so bad now. Moore's Code Food. Thank you for being here, by the way. Mr. Junior says B. So does Skeleton. So does Gold and Perfect Angel. Nightbeat says A or B. Hank says B. Patrick Martin says B. Thank you for being here. Video Master says B. Thank you for being here. So does Sid, Kaimani, Brian Hicks. JJ thinks it's C. Harrison thinks it's A. Rocky Rocks B. Midnight Kitten A. Andrew the Cheetah A. Yeah, New York is the Big Apple. The Big Easy, I'm guessing, is going to be New Orleans. Never been there myself. Let's see.
A choice has to be made. In this case, I'm saying B.
Okay.
You got to
Yep.
the threshold.
New Orleans, the Big Easy. Okay, here we go.
Let's
Next
go
one.
for a whole
This is
new
the
question.
next section. Humpty Dumpty appears as a character in which work for children? Through the Looking Glass, The Wind in the Willows, The Borrowers, The Treasure Seekers. I don't know. I mean, I know Humpty Dumpty and I know the little saying. It's not even really a story, but they appear. And this is, again, a sort of a literature question. It's probably a basic one, but I don't know it. Okay, we're going to burn through our lifelines again. I do not know this. I don't know if you guys know it or not. I'm going to do different question altogether. What did you
It's
guys
time to
think?
use
You
the
guys are
switch
saying
and change the current question.
A mostly. What was it? Through the Looking Glass? It was Through the Looking Glass. So you guys would have been right, but now we have to do another question. Sorry. Here we go. Next one.
Here's a new question for you.
Which semi-terrestrial reptile belong as the same order of turtles and tortoises, crocodiles, lizards, toads, terrapins? Terrapins, right? Semi-terrestrial. So, semi-terrestrial, though, sort of a trick question. Tortoises are all terrestrial. Turtles, I think, can go like half on land, or half on land, half on water, and terrapins are all water. So to say that it's a semi-terrestrial reptile would exclude terrapins, right? Because it's not semi-terrestrial at all. Terrapins go only in the water, I think. Right? Do terrapins ever go on the water, ever? Are they considered semi-terrestrial? Honestly, don't know. Crocodile seems way too distantly related to them to be in the same order. Lizards, now I could almost say toads, but which semi-terrestrial? I think I'm reading too far into this. I think it's probably terrapins. I'm going to say terrapins, and I'm going to see what you guys say.
No more doubts.
You guys are saying a mix of A and D. I don't think it's crocodiles. I think they're probably too distantly related. I'm going to go terrapins.
Is that? You
Yep.
figured it out.
Got it.
perfectly. Nice answer.
Got it. Terrapins.
We were within a hair's breadth of a formality there.
All right, and we didn't use a lifeline. Next one.
And here's a new question that I hope won't worry you.
What are the names of George W. Bush's twin daughters? It's not Laura and Lucy. I think it's Barbara and Jenna. It's Barbara and Jenna. The reason I know that is because I am big into the presidents, and I watched a video about all the presidents' children, and it was Barbara and Jenna. I believe that's correct.
Okay, C.
All right. What do
I
you
think it's
guys
the right
think,
one.
though? You guys are saying C, but I did just say it. Gold says C. Hensel, Hank the Tank, Midnight Kitten, Sid, Brian Hicks, Perfect Angel, Mythical Phoenix Heart, JJ's. Sarah Martinez, thanks for joining the stream. Mr. Junior, actually, that's where I saw it. It was a Mr. Beat video. I am not crazy about Mr. Beat personally, but some of his videos I do enjoy. but he did a video on all the president's kids, and that's where I remember this little factoid from. Key says C. Andrew the Cheetah says C. All right. So, yeah, Mr. Junior, you were right. It was that video. It was a pretty good little video. All right, Barbara and Jenna, final
You
answer.
seem to be convinced, but you pulled it off.
So far, so good.
Fair's fair with right answers.
Okay. Here we go.
The game is off to a good start, but you
Star
shouldn't
Trek
stop
Voyager,
there.
Captain
Here is a
Janeway.
new
I know
question.
this one. Nope. Nope. Yep. I said earlier that I don't know pop culture unless it's like a show that I watched a lot, and I watched a lot of Star Trek Voyager. So Benjamin Sisko is the main character on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Jean-Luc Picard is from Star Trek The Next Generation. James T. Kirk is played by William Shatner himself from the original series. Catherine Janeway is the captain of the starship Voyager on Star Trek Voyager. C. All right. What are you guys saying? It's C. Hensel Holst, Hank the Tank, Sid, Mythical Phoenix Heart, Kai Mani. It was a good show. I watched them all. I wasn't crazy about the original series. I wasn't crazy about Deep Space Nine. The Next Generation's pretty good. Voyager's pretty good. I even got into Star Trek Enterprise that they made later with Scott Bakula. That one was pretty good. So, let's do Catherine Janeway.
I'm going to
Final
choose
answer.
C.
Just own it. You got it.
If they did Star Trek
Right
questions,
answer,
that'd be fine.
No less.
Here we go. Next one. $16,000, I think, on
Are
this
you
next
ready
one.
to face the traps of this next question?
Whose first
Good luck to
album,
you.
Tubular Bells, launched Richard Branson's new record company in 1973? Brian Ferry, Rick Wakeman, Steve Winwood, Mike Oldfield. I have no idea. I have no idea on this one. So we've got 50-50, and we've got phone a friend. Let's phone a friend. You guys be thinking about it. I do not
Let's
know.
call your friend, hoping to get the right answer to this embarrassing
So it
question.
needs to be an older person. Let's do grandmother or father. How about Chun's grandmother? Sure, grandmother. All right, we'll skip the cutscene. The grandmother says D. Mike Oldfield. What are you guys thinking? Okay. So, it's hard for me to tell when the answers for the previous question end and when this one begins. So, the grandmother here says D. Mike Oldfield. Hank says either A or C. Sid says D. JJ says A. Nightboat says D. Hank says A or C. Nightbeat says she trusts Gran. Andrew the Cheetah says D. Alyssa says D. We have more D than anybody else. So let's do D. Final answer.
And I'm going to say D.
Is that your final answer?
All right, we got it.
But
Still
you
there.
are right.
Still there. We got to get
Aired
to.
well, done well, and it paid off.
We got to get to 32,000 at least. So we can be guaranteed that amount.
The
Here
game
we
is
go.
off to a good start, but you shouldn't stop there.
In
Here is a new
1986,
question.
Clint Eastwood was elected mayor of which California town? No idea. No earthly idea. And these are all probably, I know A, B, and C are towns in California that I've heard of. I don't know. Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood, mayor of Palm Springs, mayor of Pasadena, mayor of Santa Barbara. I don't know. So, let's do 50-50. It's the only one we have left.
Okay,
50-50.
let's take away 2 incorrect answers. Please knock it down to that.
Palm Springs or Carmel? I probably would guess Palm Springs. I don't really know. I did not hear about this, him being a mayor of a town. Let's say Palm Springs.
I have to
What
make
are
a
you guys
decision,
saying?
And it will be A.
You guys are saying D. You guys are saying D. Yeah, I might be done. Over, yeah. I'm not going to cheat. I won't do it. Let's see. Palm strings. Yeah.
What a pity. This is the wrong
man.
answer.
Okay, did we...
What a shame.
So we only get
I'm
1,000?
really disappointed with my performance.
You are leaving with your guaranteed cash
right.
prize. You
Is it 1,000 did we get? Yeah. Oh, 1,000. Oh, man. Okay, so I'm going to quit. I'm not going to end the stream just yet, but I will exit the game. That was really fun. I really liked that. I'll leave the stream going for a few more minutes. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know whether you enjoyed this. Do you think this was fun to do on a stream? We can do other games next time also. I'm going to read some chat messages. If you guys have any questions before I end the stream, I will answer some questions. So it looks like, by the way, from the analytics, we had over 70 people playing with us at certain points. That's pretty cool. All right. So JJ says, do more of these. Hank the Tank, we need a training arc. Perfect Angel says that was fun. I agree. I liked it. Rocky Rock says that was fun. Skeleton says, pleasant combo of entertaining and mildly educational. Nightboat says, I certainly enjoyed it. I'd really love to see Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? We did do that before a couple of times. One time it was pretty good. The other time it was insanely easy, but we could try it again. Jadit McSwag said, good stuff. JJ says, we need a Blooket or a Kahoot. I'll work on it. Jack Crick, howdy there, amigo. Harrison Smith, add food category. Yeah, we didn't get any food questions, even though I added it. Kaimani Burrell with a $2 donation said, good game. I did learn something, which is nice. Yeah, I learned a few things also in the game. Thank you for that donation, Kaimani. I really appreciate you being part of the channel and such a big support. I almost forgot. You jogged my memory. I'll do it right now. I'll do it right here on the stream. I'm going to my video called... where is it at? The Last Airbender, Sokka's Master, and I'm going to... It's already scheduled for October 11th. If you're an honor roll member, you'll still get this one a week early, like you always do. But I'm going to give it to Principal's Office level members right now, and I'm going to click Save. Principal's Office and Higher, which that is the highest one. Click Save. All right, Kaimani and Peter Pie and whoever else is a Principal's Office member should have it now, so enjoy. All right. So let me read some chat messages before I go. Perfect Angel, Jeopardy. Yep, that could work. Hank the Tank might want to play some games that don't make you hit a brick wall. True, but it is sort of high stakes. JJ Zone, Principal Pal or Principal Howard? Principal Pal, because he at least cares about the kids, kind of. Principal Howard said he hated children, literally. Key says, can you make a bloopers compilation? I could. It would take a long time, but maybe in the future I can get someone to help me with that. Mr. Junior, go for the million. Morse Code Food, got any Ned shows lined up? New shows lined up? Yeah, I do actually in my schedule, which I don't mind sharing with you because you took time to be here on the stream. New shows, I do have an episode of Fillmore, which people have been asking for. That's coming out October 18th, a week early, or a week earlier than that for channel members. As far as new shows, that's the only one, but I have a bunch of them on my list to film reactions to. Alyssa Hall wants the Jeopardy as well. I'll look into that. More chat messages. Hank the Tank's going back to bed. Thanks for playing with us, Hank. I always appreciate it and appreciate you modding. Nightbeat Studios, or Night Boat. I keep saying Night Beat. Or Night Boat. I messed it up the other way. Let's see. Reading through the chat. Mythical Phoenix Heart, channel member. Please react to The Last Airbender, Episode 1, Season 1. I will consider it for sure. JJ, do you prefer Miss Talia from Max Keeble or Mr. Crocker from Fairly Odd Parents. I think Miss Talia would be better. They're both pretty bad, but in Miss Talia's case, she's just sort of, she doesn't do much about bullying, but she doesn't like actively go after the kids like Crocker does. Let's see. Kaimani says, I'm going to watch it immediately after stream. So you've got it. You've got access to it. And anybody else that's a principal's office level member, I think there's only a few of those. If you're an honor roll member, you'll still get it a week early. Trivia and knowledge out the window and play Family Feud, says Skeleton. Hensel Holst says, Principal Pal reminded me of Bob Barker. Mr. Jr., a skeleton. Family Feud was a favorite of mine too. Sock Pro, love your reaction videos. Got into your videos recently. Would love to see more Drake and Josh. There's a few still on my list. You will see those eventually. Hank the Tank, Fillmore. Yeah, a lot of people have asked for Fillmore. John Smith says, Doug. I would love to do some more Doug, and I will at some point. It just didn't get a lot of views, so I will go back to it at some point. Kaimani says, I do hope Atla pass in the polls for votes with a new series. Some people have asked for that. So I will do some polls to see what people think. Midnight Kitten, I enjoy your perspective on the Rugrats. Don't remember watching it growing up. Yeah, some pretty horrible parenting. Yeah, Nightbeat Studios. Mythical Phoenix Heart, does Pyramid have a video game? You mean like the $10,000, the $100,000 Pyramid back in the day? I don't know. Key, when do you start? When do you think you'll start using the clapperboard? I could use it, I guess. That would be cool. I do have it. If you saw the picture of it, I thought that was really cool of YouTube to send that to me. It's not for getting a certain number of subscribers. It's just for being a partner on YouTube. They didn't actually tell me what the eligibility was. JJ's, would you rather have Principal Moss or Tanaka from Yu Yu Hakusho, Takanaka, or whatever it was from Yu Yu Hakusho? I'm sort of torn. Takanaga, I can't say his name. He was sort of violent. So because of that, I would probably say Principal Moss. Perfect Angel wants, as told by Ginger, I thank you for being here on the stream. You're very welcome. Nightbeat says Wheel of Fortune. We could look at that. Mythical Phoenix Heart says yes, the $100,000 Pyramid. Anthony Taylor, can you react to the Rugrats pilot episodes? Yeah, if people recommend it, I will. Harrison Smith, I remember, is told by Ginger. Morse Code Food says, I just learned what film clappers are for, synchronizing sound and video. Yeah, Takanaka. I for some reason thought the K sound didn't appear twice, but yes, Takanaka. Yep. All right. Well, I really enjoyed it. Thank you for sticking around. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream here. So thanks again. We'll do it again probably once a week, either maybe Wednesday or Thursday. If you have a preference of what you'd like to see or which day, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream. How long has this stream been going on? Nearly 3 hours. That's the longest stream ever to date. So I'll go ahead and end it if I can find my program that is buried underneath everything else. Yet we've been going for 2 hours and 52 minutes. So I'll go ahead and end it. Kaimani, enjoy the avatar. Let me know what you think, and I'll look for your comment. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you to the donators, and I'll see you on the next stream or the next video here on the channel, on the School Principal Reacts channel. I enjoyed playing with you. I hope you have an excellent evening. Goodbye.